Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the JayCast. And ladies and gentlemen, Adam Harmon.
Wow, gosh.
Oh, no. It wouldn't be right if we didn't have technical
Oh, yeah,
difficulties.
no, it wouldn't be one of our podcasts if we didn't mess these things up first.
That's not.
It's okay. It gave me some time to brush up on my knowledge of Micronesia, which, albeit was already quite impressive, but I think there's always room for improvement.
Always room for improvement,
Have
sir.
you been to Micronesia in your flight career?
No, I have not.
You have not made your way out to Micronesia?
No.
It's okay.
I've only gone to Asia once, and I've been to Europe a handful of times, and then to New Zealand.
Where'd you go to Asia? Where?
Tokyo.
Oh, dang.
I was Tokyo drifting out there, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Out there in Shibuya.
Is that what they call it?
Well, yeah, it's a place where... Have you seen Tokyo Drift?
Yeah, it's been like 12 years, but,
Like, the place like where like that big crosswalk where it's like hundreds of
Oh,
thousands.
yeah.
It's like four different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Shibuya.
Did you walk across that?
Yeah, it's insane.
Was it difficult?
It was difficult.
That seems like that's a great way to be a run over little Japanese person.
Yeah. No, definitely. But anyways, welcome back to another episode of the JayCast.
Good to be here with you.
Yes, of course. Glad to have you on here.
When I'm here, I feel like family.
Yeah, well, you are fam, so you're the fam.
Thanks, bruh.
Your
Appreciate you,
family.
fam. This is lit.
Brothers to the bone, right?
Yeah, always,
Yeah.
dude. Oh,
Speaking.
Speaking of brothers to the bone, should we just jump right into what?
Yeah, we just got to start it right away.
Yeah, what everyone's thinking about. For the viewership, I'm sure you're probably Paradise football fans if you're watching this little podcast with Jay and myself. You've probably heard about the suspensions looming for these 6 players. Jay, what do you think about this, man?
Well, first of all, it's total BS. I'm just gonna flat out say it.
Hey, man,
it's BS.
Let's cut to the chase.
My thing is like I understand maybe like a few maybe two at the most get suspended.
The
for
only
the game.
kids that there was 2 players that left that area, right?
Yeah. It was like I think 2 of them that were on the field.
Yeah.
That were like maybe like push someone.
Yeah.
And then there was 4 others that rushed the field off the bench. And didn't touch like any other player.
Yeah, no, nobody was throwing blows. It was just, pushing, get off my guy.
Right.
And, we talked about it before. And, like I said, I hate to use it as any kind of an excuse for anything, but you got to think about the relationship that these kids have with each other at this point.
Right.
After everything that they've lost and everything that's been taken away, what they have with each other and their friendship and their brotherhood is one of the most solid things they have in their whole life right now.
Oh, that's all they have.
Yeah, and if their brother's getting pushed around and punched, like is what I saw. I was at the game. I also saw the video. I saw what was provoked by nothing more than getting your ass beat for 4 quarters straight.
It was and like we talked about this earlier, but before we started this, like number 75,
sure.
Or whatever number he is.
To protect the innocent,
yeah, to
allegedly.
Protect the innocent. I almost said it. But
that's okay.
Whatever. Who gives a shit?
I don't think enough folks are watching for it to be an issue.
Oh, whatever. But anyways, I just think he was just mad. He was just pissed off. His team's getting ran through.
Yeah.
And, it's the final game of your season.
Oh, his season's done,
And he's probably a senior, I'm guessing.
Right.
And, that's what you do. That's what, if you've seen Last Chance U.
Yeah. If you're losing,
you
lose your head.
Yeah.
Act a fool. And
if a team, and that's the thing too, is if a team is on the verge, going to the next round of the playoffs,
right.
Like, it's almost like, I'm going to try to get these players in trouble. So, I'm sure maybe that's not what he was thinking.
I don't think in the moment he was thinking that, but I think that's kind of what it looks like now.
Right.
His season was done. And
exactly.
And the best thing that he could do for himself was to hurt these other guys,
Yeah.
But, he's, like I said, like you said, he was getting smoked for 4 quarters.
Dude.
He thought maybe this playoff thing's going to happen and realized, I'm sure, pretty quickly that it wasn't. And,
when you got a kid who, Tyler Harrison, who ran, I believe he had 11 carries for like 310 yards and 5 TDs.
Yeah, that can be a little frustrating.
As a sophomore.
Yeah.
As a sophomore.
I don't think that fact was lost on those guys. I'm sure they knew that they were going against
that boy's a beast.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I guess watching that kid run up and down the field all over you is going to...
and Hartley, too. That good dude's a beast, too.
Well, yeah, I mean, the kid that was...
He had like 10 carries, 126 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
That's a tough kid, man. I've seen, a lot of the videos and stuff. They feature that kid a lot. That's a tough kid. And I think a lot of those kids are like that now.
Yeah.
It's I don't know if it's good or bad, but a lot of those kids are kind of hardened to an extent now.
They have to.
They had to grow up real fast, man.
Yeah.
It's almost like a team full of
dude.
men, young men for real.
Exactly, and there's only like 3 or 4 of them actually living in paradise. They the commute up. They don't got a normal high school life.
Yeah, the stuff these kids are going. Yeah, it's making them men like real fast.
Like I just think about like the things we would used to do after a football game. Like they can't even do that.
Yeah, that high school football experience, man.
Yeah.
Playing not even just the high school football experience, the Paradise High School football experience.
Yeah, exactly.
Growing up that small town and being a part of something that was that big, that was everything. We were so lucky to have it. We were so lucky to have it, man.
I mean, from being little and growing up all the way through, like seeing, like going through the junior football program,
right,
and watching you guys play.
Well, and that's what it was. It was just generational stuff. I remember watching.
I was so happy to be a Bobcat. I was like,
right,
this is it. This is it.
Yeah, you're like, I'm like, for me, it was like, I'm like Brandon Delgado. I'm like Jeremy Voorhees. I'm like these guys finally,
Dude.
The
John
guy,
Knox out here, dude. I always because I used to play 3-back back in the day, and I was like, dude, that boy runs so hard.
Someday I'll be like John Knox.
Yeah,
that's what every little Paradise kid wants,
dude. Yeah, and then of course we got you too, and then we got Jay Mail out there.
I've heard of that guy.
Yeah, Jeff Mail.
Yep,
he's okay.
Yeah,
he was all right.
Right. No, it's just a culture, man. It's a beautiful culture, man. Like I said, it was something that I feel so lucky to have been a part of. I feel like, without being cliche, I think that playing football in Paradise and growing up in Paradise with the support that we had and the way the town knew how important football was to everything, that really kind of shaped, the man I turned into, honestly.
No, definitely.
I mean, I put a lot of my core values into me,
100%.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree with that. And it's like, it's crazy to me that Prince is still coaching. Actually.
Man.
Like, I remember, when I was just got into high school, I'm like, he's going to be done.
Yep.
Like, it's going to be close.
You're like, I'm going to be on the tail end of this guy's career, yeah.
I'm like, we're not going to get him. And then here he is today, he's still grinding out and making...
Got his white goatee.
Yeah, dude, the goatee. He looks like a completely different person.
My man's aged a little bit.
Yeah. He looks good, though. He's out there. Dude, my senior year or my junior year, he had like a heart attack.
Really?
Or it's something.
Snuck that in there, huh?
Yeah, I mean,
dude, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, and
heard about this Hopper stuff. Thank God he's okay.
Yeah, that's a whole. Yeah, we'll go down that in a minute. But yeah, right. Prince, and then it's like he's like, I gotta tone it down a little bit.
Yeah, man.
Because dude, he used to be ruthless.
Yeah, remember how intense it was?
Oh, it was intense.
Oh man, that was stuff that I don't think I've ever done anything.
Not in a bad way. It was all good.
But it was good. It kind of prepared me for things that were harder in my life.
Yeah.
And it's it's kind of.
But the thing is when he went off, dude, you fucking listened.
Yeah.
Excuse my language. Sorry.
Yeah.
You listened. You were like, yep, I got it. Yep. Like I remember he yelled at me. He's like, you need to catch every single ball.
Yeah.
Like he's sitting there. He's like, you don't need. Like, what are you doing? You're being lazy. Like, what are you doing? Dropping a ball.
Like,
and I was like,
I guess you're right.
I mean, you're right.
Yeah.
And then from then on, like this was just practice.
Yeah.
And I don't think I dropped like a ball for the rest of the season.
Well, and that's the thing about it. He tells you something and you want to do it for him.
Yeah, exactly. The respect for him that I had for him, it was out the roof.
Yeah, there's a lot of coaches that just can't get kids to want to play.
Right.
You can't assume that every kid's going to come out there and get pumped up on his own and get going on his own. For me, I loved a coach that would sit there and get fired up. I love a coach that was screaming, jumping up and down, man. I love that.
Oh, me too. And I mean, all the coaches though. That's just not for Prince. That's for that's for all those coaches.
Yep. Yeah, we came up with
it was God, dude, they're everything. I mean, if you look at us like I swear to God, if you would have put any other coaching in that and like we had a different system or we were
same kids in a different system.
We're not that as successful.
Yeah.
No way.
I was talking about this. I was over at after the game on Friday, a bunch of us went over to Coach Prince's place to watch the Under the Lights and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I was talking about that. I'm like, we've just always had really good men coaching us.
Yeah.
We've always had solid men coaching us.
Right.
Like we've been so lucky to grow up with respectable men that taught us values and that were crazy motivational, but were good people. I felt so lucky. Looking back on it now at 30, you can look back and like, damn, these were honorable men, man. We were good because these guys, they treated us right. They taught us about, respect and self-discipline and how to win, and maybe even how to win to a fault. That winning is literally the only thing.
Right. Exactly. It hurt to lose, dude.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And I hated it.
Yep.
And
that culture,
unfortunately,
man.
I lost a section, which was like, it sucked.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, I wouldn't say it's given, but you're just with the town, the coaches, everyone's your own expectations. Like you have to win that section.
Well, and you almost know that you're going to. I don't.
We were right there. Like it was like.
Yeah.
I mean.
Was that Tommy's pick? Is that?
Yeah. That was that.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? And I hate to say like I don't want to make an excuse on why we lost, but it was some BS.
Yeah, totally.
It was total BS.
Well, kind of like, it's kind of like what's going on right now with this stuff.
Yeah.
It all comes back around. I've always felt like Paradise is somewhat like the Raiders in a sense that we're kind of like the outlaw kids, kind of like the rough and tumble kind of group from up on the mountain, like a little bit more rough around the edges.
Oh, absolutely. And the respect is, I mean, dude, I don't think people give us all that much respect.
No, not even for being what I consider, obviously.
For over a decade, almost 2 decades.
Yeah, I was going to say Coach Prince has been doing it for 20.
Since like 99 or 98.
Yeah, 20-something years. And, the numbers, they speak for themselves. But everyone's got their, small town this, or don't play anybody this or that. But
dude, I mean, for a minute there, I would say probably for almost like a decade, the teams that Prince was able to schedule for us was insane.
Yep. Chugging out those out-of-town games, those Bay Area games.
Yeah, and like just playing teams that are way above our conference or our division. Yep. And you played the Los Lomas team. That was nasty. They
defending
were
section champions. Yeah, Sac Joaquin section. Those guys were bad.
Yeah, and that's a crazy section.
Bunch of D1 guys. Yeah,
that's a crazy section.
Yeah, that was.
And you guys go down there and beat them.
Yeah, Paradise kids rise to the occasion, man.
Right. I mean, and then I remember we played. We played like Merced. We played Pittman. We played.
Always a good. You guys didn't. Were you part of the team that played Grant?
Yeah, I was the first year.
Oh man,
that was my senior year.
That's a great game for Paradise.
And we went down there, dude, and it's crazy. So we lost 28-7.
Yep.
But we had the same. It was tied for the same amount of offensive yards. So every time we got in like damn red zone, dude, we had penalties.
Yeah.
It was first game of the season. Like again, I'm not trying to make excuses, but we went down there and we just shot ourselves in the foot. We had the same amount of.
It's a huge game. I mean, I can understand.
And they scored. They had one touch. They had one scoring drive where they actually went down and drove the whole field.
Yeah, put together
the other 3 touchdowns were just bombs.
Paradise giving up the big play?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Never happens, right?
Dude. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, we were so weak against
It's funny how things are just perennially the same like that. We have always been we always give it the big play.
Always.
You're not going to.
Always.
You're not going to drive on us for the most part. We've always taken pride in tough defense, but there's like 2 to 3 massive plays a game.
Yep. They were just too fast for us, to be honest.
Well, yeah, what are you going to do, man?
They were just too fast. I mean, we had Tom on him. Tom's a D1 athlete.
Yeah.
And still just couldn't.
Tom's like me, and he's more of an outright, speed guy. I'm sure these guys had a lot of spindly, real quick.
And they were just so big.
Yeah.
They were huge.
Well, it's great.
But the thing is that's like just brings it back to the great coaching. Is that offense? It just works.
Yeah.
Like
even against
tempo,
those. Yeah.
It just works for some odd reason.
Anybody will get worn out.
Dude, I mean, I was only like 160 pounds, and I was playing tight end.
Yeah. Right.
And down blocking these dudes.
You don't got to muscle them.
No, and all it was either down blocking or like fire to cut off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just get in the way.
And all I had to do was just hit them at their knees, and they would. It was almost like a chop block, in a sense.
Yeah, but don't say that.
I mean, I never got flagged for it.
Right? Yeah.
But that's all I had to do is just go for the knees.
It just works. I know.
And it just works, exactly.
But it doesn't just work for everybody, which is funny.
Which is I don't know.
I don't think that teams know how to coaches know how to coach it.
Yeah. Well, here's another thing that Prince did, and I don't know if he did this, but a lot of it you can go back to just coaches like Tom Flesher and everything. Like when he was part of the junior foot, he was the he was the president of the junior football program.
Yeah.
Like he got everyone and Dan Meldrum as well. got everyone to run the wing T.
Yep, here's what we're doing.
From junior peewees to all the way up till you're a senior in high school. You're gonna run 33 belly, 32 trap every single fucking.
You don't realize that other schools don't grow up that way, and that they have different coaches with different systems every single year.
My buddy from Red Bluff, he's like, dude, just in high school, I ran like 4 different offenses.
Yeah, like, there's no wonder you're not winning the big games.
Yeah, the executions out there. And then I remember even when I was little in junior football, I'd be like, I just want a tempo. Like I want to get to the line like those guys get to the line.
Yeah, that was. I remember
they break out of the huddle. I'm like, that's what I want.
Like early in the summer when junior football and high school and everyone's together and you get to watch the big guys, you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna do that.
Break the huddle. It's just like so
crisp.
I'm
like,
dude. Oh my.
And I think that's intimidating. Also, like it wears you out, but I think too, you're like, damn, these kids just keep coming back and keep coming back and keep coming back and keep coming back.
The tempo definitely has something to do with it.
Oh yeah, man. Well,
just go on set.
If you watch the college game, dude, every team's running no huddle for the most part.
Yeah, exactly.
In for no reason at all. It's not even like the end of the game or anything. It's standard to run no huddle tempo stuff.
Right.
I love speed is the name of the game, man.
It is. It's Yeah, but I mean, okay, but let's get back to this. Just tighten it up.
Yeah, we're okay.
There you go.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, just drop the mic.
Is this good? I just don't want to block. This is
the moneymaker.
Trying to make any money.
No, you're good. No, but to get back onto to the team right now. And by the way, dude, finishing even it was an easier schedule than what we're used to playing.
Certainly.
To finish 10-0 and what happened with the fire and everything is remarkable.
Well, yeah, like we're talking to
say the least.
To even be able to get those kids together from wherever the hell they're coming from, to even have practices to actually field a team.
Bro, they were the end of the year last year. They were going to school at an airport.
Yeah.
And playing on like this
out in a gravel parking lot, running plays out in a gravel parking lot.
Yeah, it's insane.
They had no business even having a season this year.
No, they didn't. Well, that's why they scheduled this lineup that they played, because they thought they only had probably 20 kids at
most. Yeah, well, yeah, of course. Like you can't. It's a bummer that he didn't get to play the big schools, but we didn't have enough kids in school to legitimately be in that division.
Right. But here's my thing, and on my last podcast, I showed whoever watched, the folks at home, the rankings and whatnot, and D3 dominated. D2 was not so good.
Nope.
Their best team in D2 is Chico, and they're I think they're 10-1 now. Their only loss to a D3 team, Sutter, 40-0.
40-0. Wow. Ah, man, I know.
And after that, every team 5-5, 5-5, 1-9, bunch of 0-10, 0-10.
Yeah.
Enterprise made the playoffs was a 1-9 record.
Yeah. That's just ridiculous.
What's going on, D2? What's going on with the Foothill? What's going on, Shasta?
Those teams were always great.
And Foothill and Shasta this year lost to West Valley.
Which is going to be this next game coming up, which is going to be...
So, and then that's what I was touching on was D3 was just killing it. Sutter's killing it.
Yep.
Lassen's killing it. Paradise is killing it. And West Valley's killing it.
Yep.
So, D3, everyone was like, oh, we're going to go down division. It'll help us maybe get to state. I'm like, damn, dude.
You don't want to go to D3.
I'm like, damn, dude. Right now, it's actually hurting. We're playing the harder schedule, really, when it comes to playoffs, not the season.
Yeah.
When it comes to playoffs, we're playing a harder.
Yeah. We're playing West Valley, exactly, in D3. Probably one of the best schools in the North State.
They went to
right
state
now.
last year.
Yeah. They're probably
won the section.
One of the top handful, couple schools in the North State. So that's going to be a good game.
It's going to be a great game.
I would love to be able to get up there. I'm going to try.
I hope maybe this. So, do we talk about the appeal?
I don't think we mentioned it. No.
So the appeal happens tomorrow, which is today's Wednesday.
Yep.
It's going to happen Thursday, tomorrow at Pleasant Valley High School. And what were you saying? It's only coaches?
Yeah, not open to the public. Yeah. Kids or players, parents, the AD. Not open to the public, but it's at 3:00 tomorrow. So at PV, so we'll figure out.
See what happens.
Yeah, we'll know something tomorrow.
The way those things go, I don't think they're gonna.
Oh, I don't think they're gonna turn anything over.
No, they never do.
No,
they never do.
No, I think even with everything that happened, I still think folks are tired of seeing Paradise always be there.
Well, that too. Well, here's another thing too: is people are tired, or people who are not from Paradise are tired of all the media around Paradise, the whole story. Yeah, people online are saying
nobody asked for all the
it's not like we wanted this. Yeah. We would love not to have a fire. Yeah, and just continue to play. They probably would have won a second championship if they would have finished the season.
Yeah, they would have won it last year. Yeah. Back up and trying to win it again this year.
Which is crazy. I was actually looking. I've been this year. I don't know why. I've just been so into that team.
Yeah.
Like this is the most I've been to like a Paradise team since I played or like the years past.
Absolutely.
And just because I'm just like I'm
see,
rooting for these kids so.
Dude, you can see it in those kids' eyes. They're now, since everything that they've had to go through, those kids are built from something different, man. Dude, those kids are
the adversity they've had to overcome. Not just with the fire, with Coach Hop.
Oh man, that's right. Yeah,
Coach Hop. I mean, that was crazy. And then, like, I'm like so. I mean, he's looking good now. It looks like it almost didn't happen to him.
It's really funny. After the game, like I said, we were over at Rick's house, and he came over. And he's just, hey man, he's just so quiet and so relaxed.
Yeah.
And he's usually so big,
so
and
high strung. Yeah.
Hey man, so happy to see you. Love you. Good to see you. And we were talking, and he was just so low and so calm. Like he's just okay. I really got to chill out.
Yeah, chill out. Yeah.
And he could still be, his figure. He's still just by being who he is will get those kids. He doesn't need to literally go out there and tear himself up.
Exactly.
Oh, it was just so funny. Like, hey, how you doing? Real soft. I'm like, oh man, I love you.
I'm just gonna check one thing real quick.
Do it. Taking a short break here in the JayCast. Take this time to talk about my sponsors. They're not here yet. I don't have any.
No.
But do we?
In fact, I forgot to shout.
Oh, that's right. You have a sponsor. Hey, I'm not. Yeah. This is your show, man. I'm only a guest on your show.
I mean, dude, maybe we should start up our own show and on the side.
Oh, a regular thing, huh?
Yeah, maybe let's talk sports or some shit. I don't know.
Okay, we can keep that. Save that. Look out.
Yeah, I mean, there's always a room for improvement. But this episode is brought to you by Redwood Cove Brewing Company. Always coming at you with those heavy hitters, and the CEO Eric Jensen always hard at work, and
literally lives right around the corner from the studio.
Yes,
get those VIP deliveries, and
that's right. And he just brewed a beer, and it's gonna be out tomorrow. And
a new release tomorrow. Yes. A limited release. Hit up Eric Jensen. Jensen was it Jensen 19 on Instagram?
Yep.
If you want to try the new brew.
Yep. It's called the Leftover IPA, and what he did was just take a bunch of hops from all these other like beers that he's made, and just all mixed into one.
Okay.
And
to me, that sounds crazy.
Yeah. Exactly. He's like, no one's really ever done it. So
he's.
I'm sure people have done it, but like,
not only is he an awesome friend and a great business owner, he's also a visionary, willing to take risks.
Yeah. So it's gonna be done. It's gonna be like it's been done, but it's like been
fermenting.
Yeah, fermenting.
That's what alcohol does.
So yeah. So it's tomorrow. I'm gonna get a little taste of that heavy hitter.
That's right, Redwood Cove. Check it out on Instagram.
But anyways, back to the football.
Now that we got the
you gotta do the
pleasantries taken care of.
Yeah, quick shout out to the sponsor. But
this doesn't all just happen.
No, it just I don't know. All funded by Redwood Cove.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
dude, all funded.
Oh yeah.
Anywho, yeah. What were we talking about? Coach Hop.
Yep.
Like,
was he your JV? Oh no, I was one of your JV.
No, you were.
He was already a varsity at that time.
Yeah, but when you were in high school, he was the JV coach. Him and Paul.
Oh yeah.
And him and Paul fucking.
Those dudes won.
I keep cussing.
I know. I thought I was gonna have a hard time keeping it clean.
I know. I'm out here. I'm just excited. I love it. But him and Paul made. I mean, dude, there was a minute where it was under the JV team didn't lose a game.
I think it was like 3 seasons, like 3 straight years of.
Yeah. I think it was 4 total seasons where they had 1 loss.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I remember. They went 10-0. Yeah. I think my freshman year they went 10-0. Then when I played JV my sophomore year we went 10-0, and then they did the next year also, I believe. So those dudes know how to coach a team together, as you can see.
Yeah, and then they moved up, and is Paul the D coordinator?
He is, man.
Yeah, I love that guy.
I love Paul,
dude. I love Paul.
Man,
Paul. Dude.
I hope we have a lot of locals and a lot of folks watching this that have some kind of frame of reference to what we're talking about here.
Paul is the greatest, dude.
Probably
that dude cracked me up. And the
favorite coach ever, maybe.
Oh, dude, his mannerisms are the funniest shit ever. Because like he's not trying to be funny.
No,
he's like dead serious, and like it is serious, but just the way he does it and goes about it, like
oh man, he's the best. That guy, he turned me into a football player.
Yeah,
he was hard, man. He was hard on me.
He's
but yeah, like you said, maybe like, and then sometimes trying to be hard and just being real funny.
Yeah,
you're like oh.
Oh, I love that dude though.
I know. I've been loving seeing him at the games, man. Yeah. I love that stuff. He's the groundskeeper also.
Yeah.
He takes care of the field. Yeah, that's cool, man. I feel like a lot of folks are taking, any chance they can to get deeply involved in the community.
I think he said that he looked up on YouTube how to like chalk up a field.
Yeah, for the first game. I remember that. He was talking about that. He's like, yeah, I just, figured it out on the fly. Like,
that's great because it's so funny. Like, it sounds funny. Like, I just looked up on YouTube, but that's how things are these days.
Yeah. Oh, man.
You really just got to go on YouTube.
That's a whole other tangent. That's totally, yeah, man.
Yeah.
I know. I feel like I've given that advice. There's still this group of folks. I don't know if they're boomers or if they're just slightly older than myself.
Yeah.
Okay, boomer. Yeah.
I'm always like, just look it up on YouTube. Or like, I'd say it to my dad or something.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
He's like, why would I do? Yeah,
why
exactly.
would I do that?
My dad is actually he's actually adapted with the times pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's always iPhoning and reading articles and sending me stuff, and he's got his DVRs, and he's like
why not? It's what time we live in.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's a crazy time we're living in too, and the DVRs and the robots and all that, they're gonna take over the world, man. Kind of scared of technology to an extent.
All right, before we go into the loophole, I still want to finish up on this high school football.
Oh yeah, okay. What? So
West Valley 11-0 this Friday.
Yeah, 7 o'clock up there for the
first time in 20 years.
Yeah,
that Paradise is played. I mean, I played there in junior football, but we're talking about high school.
Yeah, varsity football.
Everything at 20 years. That's insane, dude.
Well,
that's
that would have been my first, one of my first years in football, probably.
Yeah,
Pee Wee football.
And first of all, Paradise West Valley is a classic matchup.
Just because of those section games, man.
Was it 03, 04, 05?
It was 03, 04, 05. Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys went 2-1.
2-1
those 3 years.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, and that's just dude.
Those matches, yeah. Other than the year that they,
other
than the year they beat us by like 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, and that was the last time Paris went undefeated. Was 2004.
Yeah.
And then, were you on the squad?
I came up for playoffs.
You came up for playoffs. Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't a full time.
Damn, they must have been balling. Like they must have been just.
West Valley, did those kids?
04 team.
Oh yeah, the Paradise team.
Or no, well, Paradise was balling.
Dude, those teams, those were a couple of the best teams in the state, I think, that year. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm just like I said, I've been so into high school football. Bro. I've been on Max Preps like a junkie.
Yeah,
sitting there and dude, your year 2006, you guys were actually ranked number 4 in the state.
That would have been cool. And
you were.
No, I mean if anything would have gone with it, yeah.
Right.
That was when they were trying to.
Things were so different with.
Well, that was the first. Bid. That was the first year that they tried to bring the state tournament or the state deal back, and so it had come down to Division 2 in state between us and Palo Alto to go play a team called Orange Lutheran, who if anyone's into high school football at all, that's a big time. That's a big time game. Yeah, but they picked Palo Alto and they went down there and got smashed But that was the start of things, and then.
Well, then I remember it changed like 2 years after I was in high school, where if you win the section, you get an automatic playoff game to get into
exactly.
state.
And if you win that game, then you get to go.
Getting the state. Yeah. Which would
have been awesome.
That's how it always should have been.
Yeah,
because the thing is we were Division 1 for
around here,
but in
on the grand in the grand scheme of things.
But we would always get left out.
Yeah,
because no one's like, once you get past Sacramento, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, there's no football up there until you get to Oregon, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
I know. If I could turn back time, Jay. If I could turn back time.
Well, even that Foothill team your senior year, that team was nasty.
Yep.
Dude, Baldwin.
Yeah.
Was a beast.
He ended up wrestling at UNR.
Yeah. And then you had the Johnson twins. That were little sneaky little quick bastards.
Little rat-faced bastards.
Yeah.
Those little kids were sons of.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, but dude, a lot of athletes have come out of the North State for being a relatively overlooked area as far as recruiting goes,
it's insane.
And as far as the rest of the world knows. Yeah, Northern California football is real deal stuff. Man.
It's real deal stuff.
I think like I said, we grow them kind of differently up here.
Yeah,
I love those Lassen kids. I love the Reading School District
kids.
Love
the Lassen kids, dude.
I like Lassen and Sutter kids. I feel like they're a lot like us.
Yeah. They are.
I feel like they're
I don't know too many. But the thing is, you guys had some classic Sutter scrimmages.
We always went down there in the summer to scrimmage.
Yeah, you guys always had some fights.
We always got in fights.
I was talking to Jay Hayes. Shout out John Hayes.
There he is.
And he was telling me about how I think it was his junior year, your senior year, where Robbins got in a fight down there. I don't know if maybe that was his senior year when that happened.
That might have been his senior year. I remember it was constantly skirmishes. They were breaking stuff up the entire,
a cool thing about Sutter and Paradise was there was wing T.
Yeah.
It was the wing T battle.
I always consider them like junior us, even though they weren't.
But they ran a different type of wing T.
Yeah.
They ran a lot of motion.
Yeah.
Like a lot of like
misdirection and stuff.
Yeah.
And, that was cool, man. I always respected those kids, but I thought, they were kind of just trying to do what we were doing.
Yeah.
But they've really come up, man. I mean, they were always good back then.
They've been running D3 or D2. They were D2 when we were D1 and they went out, but nonetheless.
Well, like we were talking, I don't know if that was before we started having technical difficulties. We were talking about it's not these Division II teams, looking at the Division III playoff picture versus the Division II playoff picture, the D3 is killing kids.
D3 is
D2 doesn't want any part of it.
That's it. And but that's the thing is the D2 section, like the Foothills, Shasta Enterprise, Chico, Pleasant Valley,
the big schools,
yeah, like I don't even know what's going on there.
Yeah,
I really don't, because like I said, like Chico literally lost to Sutter 40-0, and they're 10-1.
Yeah. So who are they playing?
So,
that means the rest of the D2 has gone to garbage.
And also, like, since there's only 7 teams in D2, so a number 3 seed got a bye.
Number 3 is not playing week 1 of the playoffs.
No.
Wow.
So yeah,
the playoff picture is just very muddled.
Yeah, and like we said, a 1-9 Enterprise team made the playoffs.
Yeah, you get in with 1 win,
and they actually lost by 1 point, or they lost by 1 point to Foothill. So they almost won to get to that next round.
Right. Oh my.
They actually had a pretty good running back.
They rose to the occasion in that game, almost.
But then, okay, so
that would have been a Cinderella story, though.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
1 win team just runs it.
I don't really care much for Enterprise, but that would
not
be
at
cool.
all.
Yeah,
not at all.
But I'll tell you this. Well, West Valley played Enterprise, and it was like almost identical to the same score that we had against Enterprise this year.
Ate them up.
So I've been like, well, ate them up, but at the same time, the Enterprise West Valley game was close to the fourth quarter.
Really?
By they were only leading by 1, or in fact, Enterprise was winning at some point.
Really, the 1-win Enterprise squad.
Yeah, but then they pulled away.
But
Paradise did struggle in the first half of the Enterprise Paradise game.
Just didn't get chugging, yeah.
But then the second half, it was over.
Who was I think I was talking to Nino after the game. He was over at Rick's.
Yeah, it's cool that Nino's coaching back at Paradise. That's pretty cool.
Right. He was over at Rick's, and he thinks if we can stop the run and force that kid to play quarterback, then that's not that it's a weak spot, but that if we can stop the run, that's gonna go miles towards slowing those guys down. Yeah. So I hope we can, man.
They have a pretty good receiver too.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So I mean, make that kid make throws.
Exactly. Make him make throws.
At this level, I mean, a quarterback's gonna mess up throwing the ball. So that's what we can hope for.
They got some big running. They got like a 1-2 punch.
Oh yeah, kind of like us, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they ran that freaking offense where it's like it's that fly sweep, but like under center. It's almost like Foothill, but it's all like under center.
Yep. Oh man, that's cool. That's fun.
It's almost like a wishbone in the back, and they always got someone motioning, and it's like fake there. It's
seems like a lot going on for a guy.
And then they call, what do they call their stadium? Like the pasture.
Yeah. I forget.
I don't even know.
I know they call their defense the Pack. I know they got
or something but then they come out last year. At least they came out to God's Gonna Cut You Down. I know that really wasn't a thing when you were in high school.
No, but I know that was our deal after me. That was kind of like the theme song in the Paradise highlight tapes.
That started in like 2008.
Yeah. So I know that's kind of our deal.
So they came out I don't know if they do it this year. It's just like a little.
Well, it's just gonna get our guys stoked.
But it's right. Exactly.
That's a cool stadium though.
It's a hostile stadium. Dude. It's hostile to play up in there.
I ran track there. I never played football there. We ran the Division I meets up there. It was big time, to get to state and stuff. That was fun stuff.
It was dude, their facilities are nice. That school's got money.
Oh man. I remember the year we played them in sections, we had seen Coach Prince showed us a picture of their locker room. And these guys are like sitting in recliners and there's TVs and it looks like a Division I college locker room. Yeah, that kind of like makes kids want to beat the crap out of kids like that though. Yeah.
Well, I was looking at videos Dude, I've been all over this shit.
You're a junkie lately.
I'm a junkie. I don't know, but I've been watching a bunch of YouTube videos on this West Valley team.
Oh, okay.
I've been trying to find as much film as possible.
Yep. You've been talking to the coaches, man. You writing down.
I know the coaches, bro.
Yeah.
Personally, no, I'm just kidding. But
no, talking to like our coaches. You got some doing your homework.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah, right.
Got the scouting report.
I know.
Ready
I should probably. I'm like, damn.
Got a few things written down.
If I didn't have to travel so much, I probably would have tried to been like not coach, but like.
I know.
I'm so busy I can't do it.
I'm not.
But their players like in the beginning of the years, they're like, we're not thinking in interviews. They're like, we're not thinking state. We're not thinking section. We're just thinking state.
Ooh, right from week 1, huh?
Yeah.
That's hard swagger to keep throughout a 12-game season.
I mean, they almost went. I mean, they played in the playoff game and they played Rio Linda.
No, they would have smacked up on.
No, it was
or Lyndhurst or whoever's down there.
No, it wasn't Lyndhurst.
No, they would have killed those kids.
I don't know, something Linda though.
Okay.
And it was a tight ball game. I think they lost like
Yerba Linda
13-20. I don't know.
Yeah.
But so
they were on the cusp.
They were on the cusp. So now that they're I mean, they only beat in the section game. They only beat Sutter 7-0, which is a crazy section score game.
Oh yeah. Well, you expect? I mean, 2 best defenses in the section, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had a beast running back. West Valley did last year. Had a beast running back.
Was he a senior?
He was a senior.
Okay.
And
I know there's a lot of
and he was their middle linebacker too.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
They had guys like that when I was
They're
playing.
so big, dude. I'm like looking at the film like these guys are giants.
They are historically always like that.
Always.
Sutton out in Cottonwood, man. Like these kids are coming out of
the
ground
Reading
out there.
Schools are like that though.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just a better weightlifting program. Like honestly,
we never really had that.
I was talking to Played like we lift during the summer, but during the season we never lift.
Never.
Not once.
I would even use football as a reason not to lift.
Yeah,
Be
exactly.
in weight training, and be like, oh yeah, I got a game or I got to practice later. I can't.
But
I can't
even
even
feel
really
like
lift
it's part
that
of their
much.
practice. Like after practice, you go lift.
Yeah.
Or before practice, like
I didn't
you lift.
That's why it caught me such a surprise playing football at Butte.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, hard practice. They're like, all right, now DBs and linebackers, it's time to go lift.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah. What the hell?
We just practiced.
Yeah.
And now we have more practice.
Yeah.
So, I wish that's
and it shows. You can tell those dudes.
Man,
big.
That's one of my major regrets when I look back at my high school time is not taking the weight room way more.
I
seriously.
didn't take it serious at all.
No, man, that was a time to go and like mess around with my friends and go hide in the back and curl and not really do anything.
Well, here's another thing too that's funny that you brought up with West Valley in their chairs and sitting there in a nice room and whatnot, or nice locker rooms or whatnot. They got
like a clubhouse.
Yeah. Our clubhouse was the senior parking lot.
Yeah.
Our locker room to get ready for games. The senior parking lot.
The back of your buddy's truck.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
I love that.
We would go into the basketball, the basketball stadium or the court, whatever.
Yeah, run plays in our socks.
And dude, sometimes we'd just be in our cleats walking on the wood.
Not nowadays, man. I got that freshy new floor.
I know. I mean, it was just it's just crazy. Like we didn't have the facilities, and we're still doing the things that we're doing.
Well, it almost for us, we were always. I feel like the coaches always like drilled it into us that you don't have the stuff they have. You don't have all this shit that that they need to go out there and play. You guys are just tougher kids. Like we're like, oh yeah, and we bought into that.
Yeah.
I love that. You're like,
and it just works, dude. I don't know how. Like, I've literally tried to wrap my head around it. I'm like, why are like other teams just like successful?
Yeah.
Like I just look at like PV or like I mean they've been successful through the past and whatnot. Yeah. But like I just look at I'm like, why haven't they dominated
for that long? A dynasty type deal. Yeah. Which I fully consider Paradise as a dynasty.
Oh, it's a dynasty.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, Coach Prince is not.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, during his tenure, it's become a dynasty. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Like I said, PV won a couple state championships, but then where's PV now?
Yeah.
Those dudes fell off instantly.
Yeah, but they got lucky because they dropped a division and then they got the playoff. They get to do a playoff game.
Yep.
And it was automatic to get in.
Yeah, one win and you're in.
Only like when we were my junior year, we were undefeated, and we're like, if we go undefeated, we'll get to the state game.
Should be.
Like we'll get to it, right? And then we lost to Shasta like the last week, and we
regular
were
season.
We were 8-0, or so second last week. We were 8-0. We lost to Shasta by 1 point, and that just killed. Like we had no chance after that.
Yep. Ooh, those
because
1 point losses.
Because if you don't go undefeated up in NorCal, like past north of Sacramento, then
you can't even get looked at. Yeah, they're like, oh, well, one, you're from a smaller area and you lost a game.
And you lost the game.
We're gonna take these undefeated metro area teams. You know,
we're gonna take Folsom, bro. Folsom's been
those dudes are a dynasty. Also, those kids
those kids are been killing it.
I was just getting Peter Pitt the other day, and I had a Humboldt football shirt on. And I got talking to the kid. He's from Folsom. He knows a guy that I played at Butte with 10 years ago, went to Folsom. A guy that I played with at Butte 9 years ago that went to Folsom. And those dudes have been good since then. Like, those dudes have been they came up quick.
Yeah,
those dudes are a program.
They were battling Grant all the time and beating Grant.
Yeah. No, man, those guys they're
no joke.
Bulldogs. Go for them.
And here's another thing that's crazy to me that I was thinking, what's up with us with the damn one loss? Always.
Yeah.
So many 11-1 teams.
That sucks, dude. I know.
So many.
I mean, like 20-0 freshman and JV year, and then 11-1, 11-1.
Yeah.
Both losses by 1 point.
By 1 point. Yeah. Yep. It always 1 point.
Yep. I know, dude. Oh god,
like
I hate it.
So, like from 2005. So 2005, 11-1. 2006, 11-1. We won't talk about 2007. 2008, 11-1. 2009, they went 10-2 because they lost the section.
Yep.
And then 2011, 11-1. 2012, 11-1.
Do we have a Coach Prin's win and loss tally somewhere handy? We don't need it.
We don't need it. I don't have it. Like,
it's a lot to a little.
It's a lot to little.
I bet it's an insane number of.
Well, most of his losses now are in the recent years.
Yeah.
He had a team that went 2-8.
Yeah, that's weird.
And that was just what it was. It was just lack of just talent.
Yeah.
Like.
Well, yeah. It's weird that a team like Paradise always seems to have some guys who are extraordinary athletes.
It's just that 1 year that came, it was just a lack of talent.
Yeah. It's crazy how it just lull for a little bit too.
Yeah.
And then the uptick again.
So these sophomores that are playing varsity right now and the whole JV squad, they haven't lost a game in like 4 years.
Really?
Yeah.
So those kids are winners.
When they were in midgets, they won. Like,
it's that group. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I know these kids.
Yeah, they balled out.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's Ashton Wagner's group.
Yeah, exactly.
That kid.
And that's what that Tyler Harrison.
Oh, is that 42 or
40? That's number 42. Yeah, he's part of that group.
Okay, so those kids, all they do is win.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm like, okay, they've played in big games before.
Yeah.
Like they know.
Yeah, the pressure's not, Like, well, it's like I think we were talking about it earlier.
Their experience.
Yeah. Big game experience. We talk about it all the time at the higher levels of football. Big game experience totally matters.
Oh yeah.
But those kids are primed to win. That's all they know how to do is just win.
Yeah,
I love that.
And Coach Hop was coaching those kids as well because his
son, Riley, huh? Yeah.
His son's in that group as well.
Yeah, man. How about that Ashton Wagner?
Dude, I mean, he was playing varsity last year.
Yeah, freshman.
As a freshman.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't know when that's ever happened.
Didn't what was his name? Izzy?
No, Izzy didn't.
Sophomore?
Izzy played my freshman year. He stayed. He didn't even go up to JV.
Oh, okay.
He stayed with, and then he played 2 back, and
that kid was good, but he's no Ashton Wagner.
No. Well, the thing is he didn't. He like sometimes he would bring it, and other times he just wouldn't. And I'm like, dude, you're stronger and bigger than all these people. Yeah. But at the same time, dude, you can't like fault a kid for that. Like you know,
it's hard. Kids don't. They don't have to say. It's hard when you know that.
I'm like, if you were if I was in your body, like my mindset would be completely different.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, that's why you recall when I was coaching you that I had such a hard time coaching Kevin Townsend.
Oh yeah.
In that I saw how talented he was, and he didn't he didn't even really know how talented he was, and he didn't really want to work. Yeah. I'm like, man, I know what it takes. Like I can see.
Oh, he was so dude. That fool is.
Oh, he was the best.
Athletic.
Tommy included. I think he was the best player on the team.
Oh yeah.
And. He, I love that guy. I love that guy now, but I still got such I still mad at him for, man, I'm like, just listen to me, man. Just give me a little.
He had it, dude. I'm like, dude, you can go up to catch any ball.
Yeah.
You can tackle anybody. You can hit as hard as you want. You're fat, like everything about him was a total package.
You were fast. You were strong. Yeah.
And he knows it too.
Yeah.
I've had multiple conversations with them. He's like, my head just wasn't there.
Well, he's like me now. He understands. You look back and you're like, man, if I would have just taken school a little bit more seriously, or if I would have just gone harder all the time, or if I would have worked out a little harder, that's the stuff that keeps you up at night, man. I don't want to I don't know.
Well, even I think about that.
Yeah. What could have been different?
I think about that all the time.
You could have been a bigger, faster person. Could could have got better grades. You know, could have
everything. Yep. Well, it's funny. All grown-ups tell you that when you're that age. And you're
it like, sucks being a grown-up and realizing that now.
You're like giving the middle finger, like, oh yeah,
I got it.
I'm the shit.
Thanks,
you know
I got it.
mean? Like, yeah,
I think I got this figured out.
I got it.
And it's so funny, like your brain is just not even developed enough at that point to even realize
dude.
Your brain is not even able to comprehend how stupid you actually are.
Yeah, dude,
you don't even know how dumb you are.
I was a totally different person.
Yeah.
From then to now.
Oh yeah.
Completely.
Oh my God. I hate myself. Can't do it. I find myself all the time. If I knew then what I know now, goddamn.
I know.
Yeah.
Dude. That's why I be watching these Marvel movies and they're doing time travel. I'm like, get me in that.
Let's figure this out, man. I know. I'll go back and start writing some essays.
Yeah. Writing essays, working a little harder. Like
I remember and doing homework.
I remember sometimes I'm like, I do not want a football practice. I do not want to do football practice
right
now.
Before you realize that there was a finite amount of practices in your life.
Yeah.
You know. It just seems like, I think growing up the way we grew up, it just seems like it's always gonna be there.
I remember, like, I regret, like, my junior year. I was always a three-sport athlete.
Yeah.
And I remember my junior year, I didn't play basketball because I was like, man, I'm over it. Like, we just won the section.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. I want to chill.
Yeah.
I want to. And then, like, I look back, I'm like, what was I doing?
Why would I have done that? Yeah.
Why would I have missed out on a whole year? And I love basketball.
Playing with my friends, playing a game I love with all my friends. Yeah.
I'm like, I was so.
Maybe win a section in basketball too.
Yeah. I was so just stubborn and just.
Yep.
Oh man.
Yeah, dude. I mean, kids think they know it all. I remember coaching you guys in JV. I remember coaching with Palade, this group that's seniors now, coaching those kids for a little bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right.
Kids at 15 years old think they know everything. Just kind of are 15, 16, 17. The kids think they know everything. And I like to look back and think that I wasn't like that, but I was probably exactly like that.
I was
probably exactly like that.
Yeah.
It just sucks, man. Like you cannot get that perspective until you're older. No matter what people tell you, do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that. You're like, stop giving me so much advice. Like.
Yeah, you're like, screw you.
Yeah, you don't know anything. Like, and then you look back, you're like, damn, everybody else knew everything.
Everything. And then you still learn. And now you're like, damn. Even if I just went back a few years ago, I could have done things different. Not even high school days. What I mean?
know, man. You can't live in the past, but I do.
No, you can't. Yeah. It's a good way to put it.
It sucks, man. It's all perspective, I guess.
It's funny when yeah.
Looking forward's big.
It's funny when I talk to other people about just like high school or just sports that are not from like where we're from, and like I'm trying to explain to them like Paradise, trying to explain to them like the culture, and then like how football was insane.
Yeah, they're like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, like, and they just don't get not that they even care. They don't.
Nobody cares like we care. That's the problem.
That's the problem.
We're like, why aren't you getting more excited?
I've been showing like people like friends I met like just through my job, like just like highlights and stuff, and they're like, oh, that's whatever.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm like, oh man.
You're like, it's way more than cool. Whatever.
Yeah, dude. See these section rings, boy.
Yeah, you would understand.
What do you want to understand? Yeah.
Oh, hey, okay. So we've been on the thing for a while now. I think we've gone pretty good, but that reminded me. Have you seen that new Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix?
Yes.
Dude, super impressed. Yes. Super impressed by that movie.
So when I first watched it, I was a little like not what I expected.
Okay. And what did you think it was going to be, more traditional?
I thought it'd be like him robbing some fucking banks and like just more like it. I didn't expect to be like a mental like issue.
That's what
I did not like. I don't know. Like obviously he had the mental, like he was crazy.
Well, it really shined a light on.
But it was because of his growing up as a kid and just everything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a huge
and it had a big hit from what everything mental illness or mental.
Well, yeah, it was a massive not tribute, but a really in your face kind of like. This is what's going on with mental health in America.
Yeah, exactly.
And how, folks, we'll give you a social worker and we give you some, like whatever standardized therapy
down on people
or drugs or whatever. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, the funding gets cut or you're not eligible for the program anymore.
Right.
And then you're sitting there and you can't get medication and you can't talk to anybody. And, these people start to get more and more disenfranchised and fall off the map they don't feel like part of society, and
right.
They don't fit
and
in.
And if you don't have money, or if you're and you're poor, you're just looked down on. Like,
well, yeah, already.
There's no one gonna
And then if you're poor and you have a mental problem and you can't, like
exactly.
I know it was just it was a really poignant take on what's going on in this country and how we deal with mental illness or don't deal with it.
Right.
And like when he's at sorry, spoiler alert. When he's on that show at the end with the guy, and he's like, what do you get when, you have a kid who the system gave up on and the system failed and people always look down and blah, 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 and you get what you deserve. And he caps the dude, and that's what happens, dude. Like, in the movie, you're like, whoa, that was badass. But, like, that's what happens. That's these people that are shooting up movie theaters and blowing up, like, yeah, exactly. Because they've just been looked down on, and they got stuff going on that people can't help them with, or they don't know how to get help for, or don't know how to talk about it, or embarrassed about it, or
they don't understand. And clearly, I don't really understand.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is when you don't understand, because I've even had this thought. I'm like, why are they that way?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even get that. Like, you shouldn't just be a good citizen. Be
normal.
Yeah, just be normal.
Yeah.
But it's far more than that. And
right.
Like I said, even I don't even understand it fully. And I just have to, just go, I just don't know.
Yeah,
realistically, I just don't know what's going through their head.
That's such a rabbit hole to go down with the mental health thing.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said earlier, what stuff that happens when you're a kid, and how long that'll play a role, and how deep of a role it will continue to play in your life after the fact.
Oh, dude, you're so influenced on the way you're brought up.
Yeah,
dude, your brain is just taking all this information when you're just a little kid, and that's you grow up. The way you grow up and how you are is the way
you're a product of your environment.
Yeah, your environment, exactly.
Yeah, you're a product of your environment. And like you said, I mean, mental health, I think a reason, that it happens is still that the average person doesn't have a real good grasp on mental health. And so you're raising kids and you don't understand maybe what you might be doing is not helping them or hurting them as far as you're handling discipline or, like you said, the stuff you're instilling in them. And you set a precedent for how these kids are going to be for the rest of their life.
Exactly.
You don't realize how important those years are. And that's just how I learned. My dad and my mom acted like that, so that's how I act.
Yeah. I'm the spitting image of both my parents.
You're like, yeah, exactly. You're a product of your environment. But I think that now with the awareness being a little bit more that, I don't know, you have people that, don't, you always want better for your kids.
Right.
People always want better for their kids. And I think that mental health now.
Not always, though. Some parents are pieces of shit.
That's true.
You're a parent.
I am a parent.
Yeah.
I want better for my kid than I have.
Of course you do.
And I think that generally that's the vibe, for the most part. And you realize that, just because your parents raised you a certain way, that doesn't mean that you have to raise your kid that way.
Right, exactly.
Because, I think that the way I was raised, discipline was a big part of it, and I don't feel like, I was ever abused or anything. I think I was better for it, but at the same time, I don't think I would ever do some of the things to my kid that happened to me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
kid would never get spanked with a wooden this or hit with a belt or that.
I remember
but to me that seems just regular stuff. That didn't turn me into some weirdo or having issues down the road. Which is another weird thing why some people that will happen to and then their whole life is different.
Yeah, that's a whole nother rabbit hole.
That's what I'm saying, man. We can go down deep on stuff like that.
I mean, I remember my babysitter, not even my parents, she had this big ass spoon, dog.
Yeah.
And she would, if you were messing around or you weren't listening,
man, get that thing.
You would get that thing.
Yeah. And
it was red too. I'll never forget it. I was like, bro, this thing. I'm like, God. It was like a shovel. It wasn't even a spoon. It was a goddamn shovel, dude. It was a shovel.
Maybe it had a bigger effect than you think. You can still remember like what it looked like.
Oh, I know exactly.
Remember how you felt when it came out and you saw it.
I know exactly where it was in the house.
Yeah.
I even remember what the sound was when she would open the cupboard where it was, and you'd be like,
you can hear other shit rustling around in there. You're like, she's looking for that spoon.
Yeah, dude.
But
it was like this big, dude.
Oh man,
it was ginormous. I mean, it was hard plastic. It wasn't like metal or anything.
No,
but
at the same time, you're still a regular, pretty good, upstanding person.
Yeah,
yeah,
of course. No, I love her to death. I love her to death.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but that for some kids nowadays, you spank them and then they're gonna go up and shoot up the school when they're 14. You know, like it's just crazy how different people's minds are and how some things affect certain people and some things don't.
But another thing too is I knew that I kind of deserved it. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like random.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't.
I'm not just getting hit on. Like
it wasn't because
someone's not just beating on me for nothing.
I was definitely stepping out of line.
Yeah.
Like being a little rebel.
Yeah.
And doing shit.
And like I said, and I think for me, rather than having a negative effect on my life, that turned me into a better person.
Right. Oh yeah, of course.
Act right.
Yeah. But yeah.
Get right or get left.
Yeah. Don't get too left or don't get too right, because you might end up on, the local news somehow.
Shoot.
Dude, I seen a video today about some kids at Chico State.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah, I saw one yesterday too.
Oh, dude.
These peaceful protesters at Chico State.
This kid was like, I'm a peaceful protester, and he's out here yelling, like calling people bitches.
And he's just cursing, tearing down people's signs, just basically running amok under the guise of peaceful protester.
Yeah.
And, this is ridiculous, man. There's gonna be some real. I don't know, like what Chico State's got to handle it, because I've seen videos 2 days in a row now, and I guess these two groups, this liberal group and this Republic or conservative group, are like, it's just like every day it's getting more and more heated.
Well, and now it's just personal.
But from what I'm seeing, man, I don't really take any side politically, because I don't know enough to really. I mean, I would consider myself probably a pretty moderate, a little more in the middle.
I just
libertarian, if anything, maybe.
Yeah, I'm in the middle, dude. I see. I
believe in my rights.
Yeah, I see goods on both sides, and I see bads on both sides.
Yep,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's and then it's almost like when someone is just too into it, and they take it to the next level.
Well, and I think that's what you're getting with these kids that I saw in these videos, like. They're trying to be like these Antifa kids in the videos and stuff, and they're trying to raise like.
And it's all about the video. It's all about I'm making a difference. I'm a social justice warrior.
Yeah,
like I'm making a difference.
Yeah,
when really you're being an asshole.
Yeah, you're acting like a little asshole. Exactly, and that's what everyone in the comments was saying too. They're like, Chico State needs to get these kids out of here.
Yeah,
like,
that's insane.
They were. I wish we could link that, or people could see that. Man,
part about that,
you can find it on Facebook. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it was on. Yeah. I literally just seen it right before you came over.
Yeah.
The best part about that is some of those people are not even voting.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing?
You can bet that none of those kids are probably going to vote.
They're not even going to vote.
Yeah.
Because they go, oh, well, Trump's probably just going to win anyways.
They're just followers, dude.
Or just like,
These kids are followers.
Well, it's all about, dude, the social media. It's all about the video. It's all about,
well,
I'm making a difference.
And this is the I'm triggered, I'm offended generation, too. Right. And it's like, you can't even, The video I saw, the girl was standing there yelling, cursing, had this, F Donald Trump or F this or F that. And it was, she wasn't being physically violent, but she was being ridiculous. She was cussing and acting crazy.
Yeah.
And this guy went and stood next to her, probably to provoke her, but he has a right to go and stand up and hold a sign next to hers that opposes hers.
Yeah.
If everyone's looking at hers, he has a right to stand next to her and try to get his sign looked at. And it said like all lives matter or something like that. It was like, kind of like in contrast to what she was saying, and then she rips it out of his hand and she hits him and she like totally loses it. And the people in the comments are like, oh, that man was inciting this and he was inciting that. I'm like, he
wasn't doing anything.
Yeah, no, he can do that. They're like, oh, why did he go and stand there? He was trying to instigate that. You're like, whether he was or wasn't, there is no excuse for someone to completely lose their composure. She said, man, she started swinging at him. And then she's like, you put my personal safety in jeopardy. And just like, I'm triggered. I'm offended. I'm hurt. And then allegedly she had a panic attack over the whole thing.
Oh, see? Well,
because the guy was standing next to her with an opposing sign.
Well, here's the thing. If you can't handle that and you're going to have a panic attack, don't be doing it in the first place.
Do not dish it out if you cannot take it.
If your little brittle feelings are going to be, turn into a panic attack, and maybe even hurting someone.
Yeah, for real.
Don't even do it.
They could have. This guy, if he wanted to, he could have filed criminal charges.
Listen, I'm totally for like standing up, whatever you believe in.
Yeah,
and whatever you follow.
Yeah,
but acting like a complete idiot is not the way to do it.
Well, yeah, and just being aggressive and being, violent and the cursing, and they were saying these kids are saying awful things, man. If these kids' parents saw these videos, which I'm sure by now they have, man, they should be embarrassed. These kids.
Dude, well, Chico State should be embarrassed.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because and here someone said in the comments like, well, Chico State's not going to do anything because it's a liberal school, and I'm like, well, college is just liberal in general.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I mean, and if you look at it, like the Chico State, what it's known for is agriculture.
Yeah,
and that's not a liberal thing.
Not even close.
Yeah. So I'm like, that's just college.
But it's just such a bad look, man. I saw lots of alumni, sad Chico State alumni right now. I hate to see this. Never went through anything like that.
Yeah, they're saying like it was not like this.
Never saw anything like that when I was here. This generation of I'm so offended. I'm so triggered. I'm so mad. You can't stand by me. You can't tell me anything different than what I believe in. Like. Oh man,
Dude,
it bugs the crap out of me, dude. I can't even stand it.
It is ridiculous.
And these kids are 19. They don't know what they're talking about. These kids are stupid.
Dude, I'm telling
they're
you.
followers. They want to be a part of something bigger, you know, and they don't even know what the hell's going on.
No.
And they're just, it just drives me crazy.
They don't. And neither do I. But I do know that they're out of line.
Oh, yeah.
That's one thing I do know.
Oh, man, these kids. I hope you guys, Chico State, I'm sure if you look on Facebook, Google Chico State kids right now, you find them. But yeah, it was disgraceful.
Well, and the video I saw was the dude wasn't doing anything.
We didn't see, what was going on before, but I doubt he was.
Right, that's true.
I doubt he was.
That's 100%
I doubt he was
true.
I don't think he was hitting people.
No.
She said in the video that I saw, the girl that ripped the sign out and hit him.
Yeah.
He's been harassing me.
Yeah.
Which I'm probably assuming meant that he's been trying to have his sign next to hers or try to get folks to look at him instead of her or whatever. Which is, it's his freedom of speech,
Dude, this is the craziest thing ever. And it's so funny because I remember we talked about this. I hate to bring up old podcasts,
I don't care.
We talked about this on our very first one, right when, the mix of Trump being elected.
Oh, yeah, that was kind of newer. Yeah, we've been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
Or haven't done it in a while.
It's funny because we're going to see shit that we've never seen before.
Yeah.
And
I remember that.
That's exactly what's going on.
Dude, it's all coming full circle.
Yeah, it's crazy because I was talking about I would go to these airports and they would be mocking Trump. They would have and these are just in the airports. You'd be at the New York airport and they'd have a picture of Trump on a shirt with a circle around it and a slashed, it's just crazy. It's shit. You never seen this, and also it's because
we're in an unprecedented era of
another
just
thing
madness.
Too. It's just everyone's connected with everyone with the tip of their finger.
Yep.
Right on their hands.
Opinions get spread real quick, and a lot of folks with the same opinion can see other folks with their opinion real quick.
Right.
All of a sudden, you got groups forming,
and it may be different. It could be different. Maybe because I was younger, I didn't really realize that all this was going on. But I'm pretty sure it was not to this extent.
No, I'm
pretty sure. And I know social media wasn't a big.
It wasn't so prevalent.
Yeah, but even social media, like Twitter, for example, will only show it's
politically slanted, huh?
It's politically slanted.
Isn't that weird?
And that's a proven thing.
It's an accepted thing now that news stations are politically slanted.
Yeah,
the social media is politically slanted. Facebook, if you say some shit that is
anything that has anything to do with Trump in a positive way, it doesn't get shown as much.
And I see that, and I'm not even a Trump guy.
No, no, neither am I.
But I do see.
Neither am I. But that's just how it is.
Yep. I don't want to get too deep into all that because I really don't know enough.
Yeah,
but
I don't know enough either.
Yeah,
I'm out here just
we should be
BSing.
We should be more involved. But I know that both sides.
I don't even want to get involved in that. Though.
That's the thing. I know.
What I mean?
But now we're at the point we're old enough to where it matters.
It does.
You can't. I remember when I was a kid and I'd see my dad oh, what the hell are we gonna do this and that getting worked up about Republicans this or Democrats that or whatever. I'm whatever, let my dad deal with that. That's his problem.
Right.
But now that you pay your own bills and you take care of yourself
Taxes,
and you see where
where the economy is,
and you watch where your money goes exactly, and you're well, this is not right.
Yeah,
something's not right here. Yeah, we got to figure.
Not right.
Yeah, I can't afford this. I can't afford that. But people that don't have jobs get this and that.
Right.
It's it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make. Have you seen any of what's the guy's name? The Asian guy.
Yeah. Oh, Yang. Andrew Yang. Dude, yeah, a little bit. I think he's really the best chance, and even he's crazy too, a little bit.
I mean, they're all crazy.
Yeah.
Did you see what Biden said? Or was it Biden?
About the weed?
Yeah, was that Biden?
Yeah.
That's Biden, right?
He's done, bro.
Oh, he's done.
Yeah.
Rogan just
killed him.
Seared
him.
Literally, Rogan ruined his chance at anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not saying that if he had a chance. I don't know. I don't know if he had a chance or not.
Man, that's the thing.
I don't even know.
I do know that much about from what I've seen in videos and from what I've read. In that I don't think that the Democrats have anybody who is going to dethrone Trump. That's the thing. Whether he's right or he's wrong or he did this or he did that, they don't have anybody who's not a total crackpot. Right. So that's going to be a problem.
It was just dude, Biden, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah, man.
Marijuana's on the come up. It's obviously socially acceptable.
It's
now.
not the same time you lived in, man. Yeah.
Nah, dude.
I know. I think a lot. That's going to be huge on votes, on popular vote.
Dude.
This is I think that way more
huge.
Well, yeah, and they just
it is so huge.
And they just passed that bill or the they brought it into, for consideration for federally, legalizing it.
People, oh yeah. And
so it will be voted on,
the
like
state
it's going to be.
Nevada is now, it's illegal to drug test someone. If you get a job, it's illegal to drug test someone for pot.
Yeah, a pre-employment for weed.
Yeah.
That's great. That's how it should be.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
That's how it always should have been.
Yep. A lot of folks have probably been held back from doing stuff.
People are in prison.
Well, yeah. I mean, let's not talk about people who've been incarcerated. I mean, that's one thing, but people that have, been incredibly qualified and incredibly talented for jobs that failed, a test for some weed.
Yeah.
What opportunities were taken away from them, and what did they lose because they got drug tested for a little bit of weed, In the same thing.
Mind you, that person who drug tested him is an alcoholic back home beating his wife.
Well, and that's another thing. Yeah, the people that are so mad about weed are probably, sitting at home popping pills and drinking booze. That's the thing. Everyone's on something, but they want to look down on weed.
Yeah, exactly. It's insane.
Isn't that funny? The older you get, you realize that like everyone has something.
Everybody.
So people drink. People do something, man. People pop pills, but people justify that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, it's legal.
Yeah, it's a prescription. My doctor said I should have it. Like, well, he didn't say you should have 4 in a glass of wine, though.
No,
no. But
well, dude, like for example, like Adderall is crazy. Like, dude, every college student's taking Adderall.
Yep. Absolutely
insane.
Yeah, people in Silicon Valley, code writers.
I'm not looking down on them saying don't do Adderall. I'm not. That's not what I'm saying. It's just what I'm just like almost like apples and oranges. Like, so we can do Adderall, but
we can't.
We can't just smoke a joint.
Can't. I'm like, girl, that's meth.
Yeah.
Girl, that's meth.
Yeah.
That's synthetic meth. Is all that is.
Yeah.
But you're getting mad about me smoking a doobie over here, like. Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. My job, I can't smoke.
No, hell no.
No.
Yeah. You patrol the friendly skies.
That's right.
You can't be
Well,
I mean, I can't. I mean, I operate equipment and stuff, so I mean, I kind of had to.
Right, but that's the thing. Like, the thing is I don't know if it's so much. I don't know if it's. They just need to find a way to test it to see.
Are you high right now?
Right now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Are you stoned right now?
What's the grace period? Where is it where you're not high anymore?
Well, and that's the thing.
What's the hours? Like, if you smoke a joint.
I think that's why things haven't been fully legalized, is because it's a subjective thing. You can't, with alcohol, they've made it objective to where every single person after this many drinks and this many hours is going to be this drunk or come down this much,
Right.
They can't say that, you don't know how much this person, there's no way to really quantify, how much potency, how much of it, how long for body weight or for tolerance.
Yeah, people have gotten arrested they've done a blood test, and they're like, oh, well, you have marijuana in your
blood
system.
test, yeah.
And they're like, well, I haven't smoked in 5 days.
Yeah, so.
And like, obviously, it's still in my system.
They're like, yeah, well, it's there, so it's the same thing, Yeah, and that's the thing. It's hard to get all the details ironed out, It
is, but here's another thing too that I've noticed, like me growing up. People like who shamed weed, like people like weed is so bad, and then you look at them now and they're like, oh, it's cool,
it's just a little weed.
Like they're still, and then they're like, yeah, I've been on the edibles.
I was gonna say, I've been I've had an edible.
It's like you hated weed.
Yep.
What happened? Oh, it's good for my back, good for my sleep.
Yeah, I've been on that CBD oil.
You're like, yeah, exactly. You're like, well, that's what it's been for this whole time.
You were damning this stuff to hell, a decade ago.
Exactly.
Yep. I know, it's funny. I've like talked to my dad, my stepmom and stuff. Like, we wouldn't be opposed to trying a little something.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
like, I'll bet you wouldn't. Yeah, but back in the day, it was the goddamn devil.
Yeah, it was the goddamn devil's lettuce, dude.
Funny how times change. Do you remember being a kid yourself, doing like dare, being like maybe like 10, 11, 12, and you're like, I'm an athlete. I'll never do that stuff.
Oh, dude.
That's trash.
Shout out to.
Never put that trash in my body.
Before I say this, I'm gonna grab a beer real quick.
I'll take a beer.
Yeah. I got something crazy to say.
When Jay comes back from grabbing a beer, he's going to drop a bombshell, which is pretty exciting. Yeah, he's checking out the technicalities and the. This is a high budget setup, and there's a lot of very very high dollar equipment that has to be calibrated and recalibrated. So there's a lot of even while we're seamlessly doing this podcast and we're sitting here conversing, and you guys are enthralled and you're hooked and you can't get enough. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. So like this beer showing up, that all happened behind the scenes.
And also shout out to, I say this all the time, but shout out to fucking Sierra Nevada, dude.
You know what? Maybe someday the right person will watch, and you shout out Sierra Nevada, and they're like, and they work for Sierra Nevada, or they know Ken Grossman or something, and they're like, Ken, There's this little upstart podcast. This kid, he always shouts you out. And Ken's like, yeah, maybe I just give this kid like a case of beer a month or something, or I give this kid like $500 a month for some new equipment or something.
I would love that. I support that dude 100%.
Oh man.
And it's dude that resilience beer made over $8 million.
Yep. And that was so cool that they made that recipe and that so many other breweries were willing to brew that and give those proceeds.
Yeah.
Shout out to every brewery that decided to do that, man.
Yeah.
That was
I've said that on multiple podcasts.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that was so huge.
Shout out them.
Yep.
Because I mean it's huge. And that was so cool what he did, dude.
Well, exactly,
that
man.
was just so cool. And you know what? I
no
also
one's
said
rooted.
this,
I mean,
from when he did that to now, like everybody just loves Sierra Nevada.
Yeah.
People who were not Sierra Nevada fans just love them.
Well, I think if you
mainly in this, community, of course. But
I don't know. I've always known a lot about Ken Grossman. We've always been big into the Oktoberfests and the anniversary parties and all that stuff. And Ken Grossman,
camp.
Yeah,
he throws on the great dude. He's
just such an active member of the community, man. Like he's doing it literally the right way. He still has, he's like, I think, I don't know, a couple years ago, still they were like the #1 selling, like craft beer in the country. I don't know if they still are, but he's running this massive company with locations on both coasts, and he's still family owned, operated, and argued over, baby. We're not selling out. We're not publicly traded. You can't buy stocks. This is my place. I put, my love, my heart and soul into this.
I believe his son works, manages, or, pretty much not owns, but manages the North Carolina one.
Yeah. Running the show out. Yeah, the East Coast operation.
Yeah. And I want to go out there so bad.
Yeah. Do you ever fly out to?
Well, I fly a lot to Raleigh, North Carolina, and people may not know this, but Raleigh their beer game is on point out there. And they have like authentic like beer gardens like what they do in Germany. So like here in Chico, like we got Madison Beer Garden, right?
Yeah.
But dude, that is not a beer like it's not like the typical German style.
No, traditional,
Dude.
Long tables.
Dude, this place I went to, I think it was just called the Beer Garden. Literally, like that's what it was called in Raleigh, North Carolina. It's like 3 stories, dude. And they have over 400 beers on tap.
That's just like, that's commitment.
And so like I'm on like the second story. It might be 2 stores. I don't know.
There was 400 beers.
So so they're like, what do you want? I'm like, that is not a simple question.
I know that's not where you go up. You're like, so what's good?
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, and
there are 380 of these are pretty decent.
Yeah, and like when I travel, you can only get pale ale. Like once you're out at like any other place in the state or in the country, you can only get the pale ale. So I'm like, I don't want pale ale. So I'm at this place across the country, and I'm like, oh, I want to get Sierra Nevada on tap, like in all of them, like what they have here in Chico.
That's genius.
And they're like, oh, that's on the second floor. Yeah. I'm like, oh,
there's another floor.
I'm like, oh, that's all Sierra Nevada is. Like, yeah, Sierra Nevada's on the other floor. I'm like, oh,
it's like a beer department store.
Yeah, it is.
I'll take the escescalator.
Yeah,
for the Northern California section of our
and it's always,
craft beer.
Yeah, it's always popping, and it's right where NC State is.
Yeah,
it's crazy because like,
what's the town? What's it called?
So you got Durham.
Yeah,
and then
Raleigh, Durham.
You got
that's kind of like
Raleigh and then Durham. Yeah. Well, they call it the like Emerald Triangle for like colleges because they have North Carolina, Duke, and NC State, and they're all like right there.
Yep. I'm trying to think of. I cooked with this guy from. Oh man, I forget what the town was called. Dang it! It's. I don't know, but he was always talking about the beer game and how it was craft beer was such a big thing out there.
It is huge.
Yeah, this was like years ago, like when they were first even talking about maybe doing the Sierra Nevada thing out there.
Yeah.
He was like, I think they would kill it out there if they had a brewery out there. Like the scene out there, the people, they love it. Like it's the community. It
is insane. And like every time you go, like even to just like restaurants, like they give you a mug.
Oh yeah.
Like it ain't a little cup.
I feel like on the East Coast, on the older parts of our country, where you had more of those immigrants from beer drinking countries for a lot longer than they've been out here. You get those more like German type traditions, and like in the Midwest, those Wisconsin folks, you get like
they got the I think PBR's out from or no, is it Busch?
But culturally, you get a lot of folks who are like Scandinavian folks,
right?
And they love drinking ales, and you get a big old glass of ale,
right?
Well, I mean, that's culturally just different.
Milwaukee Brewers,
yeah,
you got a sports team out of it, man.
Beer town, exactly. Yeah, that's funny, man. But I think that I don't know. I don't know this if this is a fact or not, but I feel like the craft brew thing that kind of was like, the late 90s, maybe mid 90s. I think Northern California or the West Coast is more of the
with the
89 for pale ale.
Yeah, well, he was
or 88 maybe even.
He was the one who made the first bitter, hoppy beer. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm not going to say the first person to ever make it, but the first one he made it and people didn't like it at first. People were like, what is this? Like, give me...
Well, there didn't used to be... When he came out with Sierra Nevada, you couldn't go to a store and get... It's not like going to the store now and there's 1,000 different craft brews. You would go and you had like, your PBRs, your MGDs, your Budweisers,
your Budweisers, your Coors.
The kings of beers, yeah. So does,
that was like a heavy beer back then.
Yeah, right.
A Budweiser, a Coors.
Oh, yeah.
The banquet beer.
Yeah,
like
Coors Original.
Yeah,
slow
Coors.
Down, buddy.
Yeah, yes.
You've had 3 or 4 banquet beers, bud. Chill out a little bit, huh?
Exactly.
And now I have,
And so when he came out with it, people were like, they didn't feel it at first. Yeah. Like they're like, it's like a little too heavy.
Yeah, they're all this tastes kind of like hops, and I drank 2 of them and got drunk.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, this is kind of weird.
A little full too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I know. I love pale ale, but yeah, that's the thing. It's like
I
a
do
meal.
too. I love pale ale.
It's classic.
But
dude.
like, if I can find something else that's here, I'm so like, especially after the fire. I always loved. Actually, Eric's the one who got me on Sierra Nevada. I was never actually even a big beer drinker in general.
Yep. Well, Eric's the guy to get you going on stuff like that. And Redwood Cove Brewery.
Yeah, shout out Redwood Cove.
Anyway.
And that was 2017. But I just started drinking more.
He's a bit of a connoisseur.
Yeah. And
you're learning about it.
And I just got the taste buds for it almost. Like, I'm like, okay, I like this.
Yep.
And then now when I drink light, like what we're drinking right now, actually, is Sierra Vesa by Sierra Nevada.
Yeah, these are pretty chill.
These are the light. These are the the light beer of Sierra Nevada. But even this, I'm like, it still tastes more hoppier than like a Bud Light.
Oh yeah,
like
for sure. There's so much more going on. Yeah, I obviously, I think everybody does. I love that hazy little thing. And
I was about to get those. And
so you don't have any of those in there?
I don't.
That's okay.
I was about to. I haven't even got a sticker on the fucking thing.
Oh.
But I was about to buy those. But I was like, I wanted something a little lighter.
Yeah. Well, what I was just gonna say about those is that I feel like on the Sierra Nevada spectrum, they are a little lighter, but they're still something like almost 6% booze or 6 point something.
But they taste light.
Oh yeah, exactly. You pour it in a glass and it's a lighter. You're like, damn, how's that?
The color is.
Yeah, you're like, how is that an IPA?
Pour it in a nice glass. You're like,
Yeah.
And the hazy beers just in general.
Oh, the hazy variety, like
Oh my god, that's my favorite.
I feel like this last couple of years, that's been a real big variety. A lot of companies have a hazy something.
There's this one called gummy worms from. What?
That sounds tremendous.
Oh, dude, it is so. I don't know who. I'm trying to think who makes it. It's like a typical. I think it might be from maybe either the Reno area or in the Oregon area.
Okay, Bend or something, or one of the hubs, Like,
it's but the beer is called Gummy Worms, and it's a hazy beer.
Oh yeah,
and it is so good.
I love them.
It is so. I
love it. That's like I said, kind of been the fad, I think, or the trend is.
There's a place on East First, like right when you get off at East First, you like take a right, and there's like a little beer shop there. And you can go in there and you can get a variety pack.
Oh, yeah. My brother-in-law is always in there.
It's kind of by In Motion Fitness.
Yeah, it's my friend Kevin owns that place.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He went to school with Brett McMurray, but yeah, he owns him and his family own that place.
Oh, okay, dude. You can get a nice variety pack, and they have like
you can mix and match. Yeah, you mix and match, dude. I love that's such a good idea.
It is.
That's such a good business model. Because I'm like that too. I'll go in if I get like a new 6-pack that I haven't tried before or something new.
Right.
And I drink one and I don't like it. Then it's just sitting there forever. Yeah, I got 5 beers in the fridge for 8 months. Yeah, it's nice if I get 6 different beers.
Oh,
yeah.
It's so disappointing when you get a beer and you're like, this is not it.
Yeah, I'm like, I like the artwork on the front. I thought it was going to be cool. I thought it was going to be like, oh, God, it was a sour beer. Great.
It was yeah.
What do you think about sours?
I'm not
a fan of sour beers.
Not a fan.
Me neither.
People are.
They love them.
Love them.
I love them.
And I do not.
I was dating this girl who was super into them. I'm like, nope.
No.
She's like, oh, it's grapefruit sour.
Yeah, what?
I'm like, I'm not trying to drink a rotten squirt beer right now. Like, no, I don't get it.
I don't get it.
Like I said, I'm not a real big, I'm not a huge beer guy in general, but
I was
definitely not a sour beer guy.
I mean, what I like about whenever I've now, like especially now, whenever I'm drinking like a Bud Light or a Keystone Light.
When are you drinking a Keystone Light?
Like, oh, dude, sometimes like they're definitely during the summer when you're in the sun all day.
Yeah, home after a hard flight and crack a Keystone Light.
Definitely not doing that. Cracking always here in Nevada.
Yeah.
Or Redwood Cove.
Yep.
But
Naturally.
like if I even. Because during the summer, I'll drink the light beer. Because when you're, like, if I'm at the river, at the lake.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that sun.
You can't drink Sierra Nevada all day in 100-degree weather. You'll die.
Dude, you'll
fall asleep in the sun.
Fall
asleep,
asleep,
you fall asleep in the sun.
You have to, like, I've learned that the hard way,
Too many times.
You just got to drink the Keystones, the Bud Lights, the Coors Lights.
I'm a Tecate guy in the hot sun.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Oh,
yeah.
I love Tecate on the hot days. The imports.
The imports, yeah.
I like this guy though.
No, this one's like I said, it's like perfect.
Yeah.
It's a light beer, but it's but it's still got the hoppiness because it's a Sierra Nevada.
What do we used to get a bottle of Jameson for these podcasts.
We did.
And
The first one we did. Well, I remember we did a podcast.
We used to go faces on a bottle of Jameson.
I remember we did a podcast and it ended up getting deleted. It didn't even and I'm glad maybe it did.
We drank that whole bottle during the podcast.
We killed a whole bottle and then I stood up. And I instantly blacked out. I don't remember it. That was at Redwood Cove, and then I just came out of my black. I'm like, what happened?
What did we do? What did we
even
good
do?
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Good to see you for the first time. We're sort of like 3 hours just getting shitty on a bottle of Jameson, talking about bullshit.
But even on our first one, we did a bottle, and then you're like, we're gonna probably kill this. I'm like, yeah. And I don't think we ended up killing it, but it was like a little bit less.
A couple cocktails each.
We were making those Jameson
gingers, man.
Yep.
Golly,
they're so good though.
I know. I don't drink, but I've been drinking lately. I've been drinking some Jameson
I know.
lately.
Yeah.
I've been on it lately, man. I don't know why.
I remember you were in a phase where you weren't drinking at all.
No, I don't really. No, I wasn't. And then
that's me, dude. I go through these phases.
Yeah.
And it's
I make
it's like you get off it, off the liquor for a minute, and you're like, yeah, I'm cool with it. And then it's like you slowly get back in it, but you don't even know you're getting back in it.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's like I started hanging out with guys that like to do it a little more.
Yeah.
And then, let's go get some dinner.
Yeah.
And then we got, a couple Jamesons, a couple beers with dinner, and now we're going to the next place after dinner.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, this just turned into something.
Exactly.
I don't think nowadays I don't go out. I'm not like, okay, we're going out. We're going to stay out late. We're going to get shitty.
Right.
It'll go out like, we're going to watch a game and we'll have a couple beers.
Right.
And then it just snowballs from there.
It always snowballs.
Well, I'm making a little bit more money than I used to now, so I've been taking myself to dinner and watching basketball games at the Banshee and
Oh, the Banshee. By the way, Banshee, you want to sponsor this cat, dude? The
at least some sweatshirts or something. I don't know.
Anything.
Yeah.
That place is bomb.com.
It's probably like my number one. If I have to go to a bar in Chico,
I love the atmosphere there.
Yeah.
And
a little more mature crowd. You still get younger folks, but it's not a bunch of loud ass college kids.
Yeah.
I think it's a place that the locals who are a little older aren't afraid to go.
It's a local place. I feel like. For
exactly.
Sure. I have a weird story about the Banshee.
I'd love to hear it. Oh
God, it's a crazy story. Actually.
I can't wait. Tell me.
So it was like Halloween night, not this last year, 2 years ago.
So it's wild already.
And yeah, it was wild already.
Shit's already up in the air.
And it was just, of course it was packed. And when that place is packed, it's shoulder to shoulder.
Standing room only. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right, I gotta go to the bathroom. So I go to the bathroom.
Great.
And there's these two guys in there, and they just I walk in and they just snort some coke.
Oh.
And I'm like, whatever. Whatever.
It's a bar bathroom.
Yeah. So I didn't think anything. I'm like, whatever. I've seen that in Chico a bunch of times.
Yeah.
It's freaking Chico.
That's pretty much the norm, especially on Halloween.
Yeah. And so then I'm going to the bathroom. I go to wash my hands, and I go to walk out. And after I wash my hands, and the guy just gets in front of me and holds the door. And he's like, "You can't leave." And then I'm like, "Oh!" And these dudes are big.
You're like, "Well, I'm going to fight these guys
and
now."
I'm like, "Yeah, I'm about to get my ass
to fight my way out of here." Yeah.
And then the dude's like, "You can't leave until you take a hit." And he's like, I'm like, "What do you?" I'm like, "No." I'm like,
"You're like, I don't really.
I'm not gonna do that.
I'm not really.
Are you?
I'm not really partying."
Yeah. I'm like, first of all, what are these two dudes by yourselves just sitting here?
Yeah.
Trying to keep someone else in here in the bathroom. Like, you guys are fucking weird.
Yeah.
And finally, the other guy was like, "Oh, he's not gonna say anything. Let him go."
Well, yeah, one of those. You better do it, so then you can't say anything about us doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, that was insane. And then I walk out, and I'm just shook. I'm like, what just happened?
That was a
now?
strange.
It was
encounter.
Intimidating.
Yeah.
It was a lot worse.
They're all coked out.
There. Yeah.
They're all, "Hey, man."
I mean, they were big, all just these big. They almost looked like a bunch of biker dudes, and they were much older than I was.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why they thought like, oh, they probably thought this little kid's gonna go fucking tell.
He's like, fuck, man, I'm still on parole for 6 more months.
Yeah, exactly. And so then I walk out. I'm like, what the hell? So I'm going around, and then there's just a brawl out on the front, like where the bar's at.
Clear it out a little bit.
Just a fat brawl, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? And it was like people I knew.
Oh, yeah.
And it was all over a girl saying that. This girl was saying that another girl was touching her man too much. Girl. That happened to be, it was.
That's kind of why I don't like drinking so much, in that it just makes you so stupid. And people get, did you just brush against him? What are you, and then you just like so unreasonable. Did you just say fuck me?
Yeah.
The person's like, no. Like, what? Oh, fuck you. Yeah. And then all of a sudden it's a thing that wasn't even there. Yeah. I fucking hate alcohol, man.
Dude, that's how.
It makes people so unreasonable.
Oh, so unreasonable.
Yeah, you can't tell anybody anything, you know. Like,
no.
You're like, hey, man, you're like,
no.
You're like, hey, you're peeing on this guy's car right now. There's a reason he wants to fight you.
I've never been a fighter, even when I'm drunk.
No, that's not my style. I don't like it to have to be, you know. Like
I don't. I mean, there's been times where I don't think I've ever gone on a fight out in the bars.
No, not. Oh, only. Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's been occasions where
I didn't start it.
Well, this one time, right after the fire happened, it was like, I think it was a Wednesday, so it was Crazy Horse Night.
Buck night.
It's like tonight's Buck Night. Yeah, I don't want them as a sponsor, but my brother and Tim Richards.
Oh, Bill and Tim, huh?
Yeah, they went, like, they left, and we were outside the down low because we moved on. We go to the Crazy Horse, like.
Down the block.
Been to this, go to the down low. That's the best place in town.
Chill,
almost.
Super chill, yeah.
Love to go play some pool.
Yep.
And
good food, super chill, yeah.
And so we're just hanging out out front, outside. I think we were like smoking a cigarette or whatever. And my brother and Tim come back from Burgers and Brew, and they got a bunch of food.
Yes.
And then these like, dude, they were like thugs, straight.
You're like, where'd you come
thugs.
from?
And they're like, we're from Vallejo, like representing the Bay Area. I'm like, okay. And then
That's great.
They're all asking me if I'm hyphy. If I'm like, like, what do you mean? Like, am I hyphy? Like,
play some pool, eat some onion
like,
rings, really?
I'm like, am I faded? Like, what do you mean? I'm like,
am I doing ecstasy right now? Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, exactly. I'm
not
like,
sure.
Fizz dance.
Yeah, I'm not sure I really understand what's happening.
Yeah, and then he was just like, you know what? He's like, do you know where you are? You know what block you're on? I'm like, Chico. Like, this is
like 3rd and Broadway.
Broadway. Yeah. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Anyways, what happened was. This dude was trying to, like, he was like, he was taking my brother's food. Like, my brother had the thing, the to-go box open, and he was like taking my brother's fries. Yeah. And my brother was just like, he thought my brother thought it was my friends.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, and I told him, like, yo, don't.
Who are you, bro?
I'm like, don't fucking do that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, we just went to. He's like, oh, you guys are from Paradise, like a bunch of hokey motherfuckers. And I'm like, dude, what are you talking? And that's when he started, like, you hyphy, you like this. Or,
I'm about to get hyphy, bro. You're about to piss me off.
And it was me and Palade outside too.
Oh, and Palade will get hot headed.
Oh, Palade will get real hot headed.
Palade will punch you.
And then dude, and that was the first time I've ever gotten hot. Like my brother never goes out. Like, he never goes out.
Yeah.
And like I was trying
and
to
these
have
guys
a
are
good
gonna
time.
fuck with them.
This is literally like maybe like 2 or 3 weeks after the fire happened.
Yeah. Oh man. So
I'm like, yo, he has to eat. He's like, we all gotta eat. We're all dogs out here. I'm like, bro, this is Chico.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? He's like asking what block I'm on. I'm like, dude.
I'm like, do you know what block you're on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, his friend is like, oh, so you want to get hyphy in here? And he pulls up his shirt. And he's got like a Glock in his pants. And I'm like, all right, dude. I'm like, all right, let's just get the fuck out.
Yeah, like I'm gonna
go
play some pool.
Yeah. No, we just dipped from there because then they went inside the dealer.
Yeah.
Like, fuck it. It's not even like I'm like I just got mad. I'm like, just don't be taking my.
I can't stand that the riffraff that has come in since the fire.
Oh yeah.
It's weird, man. Like, I don't know if people just see handouts or people see, some kind of opportunity to get, free stuff or whatever. Like, but I feel like there's a big influx of people that are not from the area.
Yeah. I just think he got mad that I
called him out for
like some white kid just like stepped up and
probably didn't expect it.
No,
he was probably like, I'm just gonna sit here
because before then we were talking about music, like it was all fine.
Yeah,
like we were having a normal like like just like a drunk conversation, and then when I told him like, yo, don't do that.
Yeah, you fucking know.
I'm like, get out of like,
have a little common respect,
right?
Like, that's not yours.
Yeah. Yeah, and he was just started doing it. I'm like, dude, what?
Yo, this just changed quickly. Yeah.
And then it escalated so quick.
I can't stand people that just want to pop off, just want to pop off real quick.
And then he shows his gun, he flexes his gun. I'm like, oh my God. I'm not getting shot over some French fries right now.
I'm not fucking, and the thing, you're not gonna. I don't know, man. I don't ever want to like test people like that, but that shit.
I wasn't gonna. Yeah, and after that happened, he's like, "Oh, you're real quiet now," and Taylor's like, "We just gotta get the hell out of here."
I know that shit just makes me want to go like, fucking pull that thing, dude.
Well,
but at the same time, I'm also, there's a part of me that says, hey, bro, don't say that.
Well, Chico had. I mean, remember we went to the river the year we had the old Oldsmobile down in down there.
Oh, my Scout.
Yeah.
The International. That was dope. That was a
International, but the boy DeAndre
tossed him out.
Dude, you tossed him out, but dude, he got shot at a Chico party.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, he got blasted. Man,
and not miss, he got hit.
Yeah, he didn't get shot at.
Yeah,
he was shot.
He was shot.
Yeah, that sucks, man. And I still don't think that they should take our guns away.
No, that's not the point.
No, I know, but that's wild. Chico's been through its fair, has had its fair
but
share.
When we lived on Pomona there, dude.
Oh, that's a great place for things to go down.
We've seen so many. Literally, someone got murked right in front of our place right there.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah.
I remember.
It was bad, and that was a funny thing too. Is like we were always just like, "Oh, it's just a gunshot."
Yeah.
Like, I guess that's normal.
Yeah, they're shooting again.
But then like we would joke about it too. We're like, well, dude, this is really. I mean, it's Chico, but like, dude, people live in much worse areas. You can live in St. Louis, dude.
Right, you could literally live in Chicago where they're
Chirac, boy.
Yeah, where they're killing people at a.
Well, St. Louis is bad.
Yeah. St.
Louis is like real bad right now. In fact, it's like
they're trying to catch Chicago.
Well, they're on Chicago's level, but the thing is it's a smaller city, so like when it comes to numbers of people, like
population density,
yeah, exactly,
yeah.
So like they're if not even worse.
Yeah, that's wild. And I got a buddy that posts up like every week.
That's where Plays at. Plays out in Missouri.
Yep. I want him to come home.
He's coming home.
Yeah.
He's coming home like 2 weeks.
Just for Christmas or
no? He's done. He graduates.
Oh man.
I'm happy you graduated.
Proud of him.
Yeah, I'm
really stoked you decided to go back and do that.
Yeah,
that's cool, man.
It was good for him.
Yeah, I think so too.
It was so good for him.
Yeah,
and then you got a coach at Missouri Valley State or
got some experience for the resume.
Yeah.
Yep, I love that.
I was talking to him the other night, and he was he's trying to get on American.
Oh, on the staff at ARC.
Yeah, ARC. And then also. His boy is about to be a D coordinator at some school in Iowa, and he said that he would hire him
position coach or something to start,
position coach. But he's like, dude, Iowa.
Well, I mean, I can attest to this. I mean, my best friend is Brett McMurray, and he's gone through the gauntlet of coaching. Man, he's had to go to Minnesota, Wisconsin, I think. Like he's lived Marshall, Minnesota, Bemidji. A couple other places out there in the Midwest that are just deathly cold. Nobody wants to be there. It's not fun at all. But to build...
Yeah, it's Amish country where this Iowa school is.
Yeah.
A bunch of Amish people.
To build that resume, dude, you seriously have to jump through the hoops.
Well, and that school would have him with benefits like 401k and health.
Oh, yeah, hooked up, dude. Full-time
ARC,
real deal.
Or what is it?
American River College, yeah.
They wouldn't have that for him.
No, junior college.
I'm like, yeah, you'd be in California, you'd be back here. But
it'd be cool. It's a sacrifice, It's all about, if that's what you want to do. Like I said, my best friend, he's doing the grind right now. He's been all over the place, and he finally got the DC job at College of the Redwoods up in Eureka, so he's back on the West Coast. But man, he's had to bounce around, and he's probably gonna have to bounce around more before he gets the job.
That's how it is.
Before he gets the coordinator job at a big school or when
it's hard.
Before
you remember Niedermeyer?
Of course.
He was
big balling,
dude. I think I don't know if he still does, but he was at Tennessee.
University of Tennessee, I believe he still is. They just signed him think it was last year or the year before. They, a new contract. It was like a 4-year deal or something, dude.
Yeah, but they're not doing so hot.
They are not.
So he might be out of a job.
I know, right? He's the recruiting guy, and I don't know if they haven't brought.
But I feel like they're cursed. I mean, they're dude.
SEC West, man. Like, so that's a rough place to live in.
The SEC, bro.
Yeah, that's a rough place to live in. Oh, let's jump into what do you think about that Tua Tagovailoa injury?
That's gonna
and him even being in the game at that point. What was it? It was like 35-7, I think, when that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're up.
Well, dude, it's tough because Bama wants to blow out everybody.
Yeah.
They don't.
Which is still
Saban doesn't give a shit.
No.
And Saban was hurt, dude. He was like, "Why did I even have him in the game?"
Yeah. Which he should.
Yeah.
Honestly, he should feel that way.
Yeah, he should. My thing is you did fucking Jalen Hurts dirty, bro. They did that boy dirty. Like
best thing that could happen for Jalen Hurts, honestly.
Oh no, it was the best thing.
But no, it was.
But last year he came in and stepped in against Georgia because like Tua got hurt last year,
right?
And he came back and won the game against Georgia, and then Tua came back and then.
All right, Tua time.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks for that.
And and then first of all, Jalen Hurts already won a national championship for him.
Like he's not just some.
I mean,
scrub.
he didn't just win it for obviously.
He's the quarterback on the national championship team.
Of Bama.
He's not a nobody.
Yeah, and he's been putting up
crazy
numbers.
He's looking like Lamar Jackson out there.
He's putting up crazy numbers. They did lose a game.
Stacked that
oh
kid.
Yeah, he's stacked.
You see him working out after the games.
Yeah,
running after games.
It's funny. People are like, oh, he just did it for the video.
I don't think so.
I'm like, I don't think so.
You see this kid? Look at this guy.
Do you see him?
Yeah, the way he's playing. Do you see what he looks like?
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Like, do you think he's like after the game, like, yo, let's get this quick video in to show people? Like,
no, I think that he really wants to be.
He does.
That deal.
He does. Did you see the Baylor game this last week?
No.
They were losing like 35-7. He came back and won. And Baylor was undefeated.
I think that kid just got such a chip on his shoulder now.
He does.
After everything,
and he's been through that program.
Mm-hmm.
He knows what winning's about.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You played for Bama. I mean, Alabama won, and then Oklahoma.
Right.
Perennial
I know Oklahoma's
powerhouse.
a winning, school powerhouse, but it ain't Bama.
It's not Alabama. No. Yeah. No, it's not Nick Saban.
And
playing under Nick Saban, I think, is all those guys that come out of Bama for the most part are completely pro ready.
Oh,
100%.
In fact, I think I was talking to Tom about this. Dude, every running back that comes out of there, first of all, the boy, Jacobs, baby.
Yeah. Oh man.
What a
we'll get
beast.
to the Raiders, I suppose. Yeah.
But I feel like the only downfall, the only running back that's come out of there that hasn't produced as well was Trent Richardson.
Oh, that sucked.
But he was tiny anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a small.
Well, no.
I mean, he was good. Don't get me wrong. He was great. But
he just didn't pan out in the league like he thought he would,
Trent,
dude.
Or Mark Ingram is a beast right now for Baltimore.
Oh yeah, he's played I think the best football of his career in the second half of his career.
He has.
As he's gotten older, I think he's turned into a better back.
He has for sure.
Do you remember Glenn Coffey?
Yeah.
Played for the Niners and then he quit to join the military.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe I do remember. Fuck.
Alabama
crazy.
guy. He wore the big old face mask.
Yep.
Yeah, he played for 3 or 4 years and then he joined the military. He's like Army Ranger or something or Special Force.
That's crazy, dude.
He pulled,
Shout out to that, dude.
Pulled the Pat Tillman, man. I think that's great.
Dude,
to have such a privilege to play NFL football and have the ability to do that, but then to choose to serve your country. That's
yeah, and unlike Antonio Clown.
Oh my God!
Just killed the Raiders first of all.
Well, no, I mean whatever. We got that money back, and we don't have that distraction on the team.
But no, you're 100% right. But if he would have just, first of all, that fool has CTE like a motherfucker. Because that fool's out of his mind.
Yep.
Every week on Twitter, dude, this boy is like apologizing. And then, it is a roller coaster.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
I don't understand. It has to be,
Remember when he left the Raiders and he made that video like, I'm free. And then he went to the Patriots, and obviously they didn't. Well, then he got the rape or the beat.
Oh, that came out right after. That was crazy.
After.
But what bugged me is that he had the audacity to record that call with Gruden, and where Gruden goes, "Do you really want to be a Raider?" And this guy has the audacity to say, "Coach, do you really want me to be a Raider? Are you fucking kidding me, bro? We jumped through every hoop in the goddamn book to have you be a Raider, dude. And you're gonna seriously have
he got rid of hella people. get this.
You're gonna
dude.
say, "Do we really want you to be a Raider?" Like, bro, you never planned to play for us.
Yeah,
It's my theory that guy never had any intentions of playing a single down for the Oakland Raiders.
Never.
Yeah.
The whole helmet issue, bro.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. No, I think it's all.
Give me a break.
It was all PR stuff. I think he had a plan to try to get to it. Like
I think he did what he was trying to do and get to the Patriots. Honestly,
but then he blew that.
And then he blew that, and then even Bill Belichick's known like to take players like that and be like rock with them.
Josh Gordon,
Gordon, but they released that boy too.
I know, Martellus Bennett, you're gone. That's true. He will try those guys out at least, though.
Yeah,
that's funny.
But dude, what is Josh Gordon still playing for the Seahawks?
Yeah,
or is that?
No, he's still playing for the Seahawks. I'm waiting to see him break out. He's probably still my.
That dude.
I would say he's probably still my favorite football player.
Still to this day.
What's that jersey you got up there?
That's Crabtree. Oh, that Seahawks. That's Alexander.
Sean Alexander.
Yeah, that's an old jersey. That's
yes, it is.
That's I got that like back when I was in like 6th grade, maybe 5th grade.
He was on the cover of Madden.
Yeah. Oh, he was a beast, dude.
Yeah.
I think he went to the. They lost the Super Bowl, but I think he went to the Super Bowl.
He was there
with Matt Hasselbeck.
Hasselbeck. Oh my gosh, we're showing our age.
Yeah. Right.
That's funny.
Yeah, I have that jersey. I have an old Saints Reggie Bush jersey.
Ooh.
Right, it was like rookie year. I'm like,
I love Reggie.
I always loved Reggie.
I grew up in a USC family. My dad went there. My grandpa went there.
Oh, you did? I didn't know
So we grew up watching USC religiously. Reggie was everything. We love Reggie.
Love Reggie, dude.
Even though he's bumming the Rose Bowl against Texas.
Yeah, that little fumble.
Wild pitch or whatever. Like, what are you doing, Reggie?
Doing too much, dude.
But, like, how many times have you done some crazy shit like that before? And,
exactly.
And it was, it was Reggie Bush highlight reel,
Exactly. And you know what?
To have the confidence to do that, I guess, like.
Yeah, and you know what? Vince Young, dude, it was just his time, bro. It was.
Great college player.
Right.
Fantastic college player.
And mind you, terrible pro player.
Couldn't get it figured out in the league.
Jamarcus Russell.
Well, I wouldn't put him on that level, but Vince.
No, because Jamarcus Russell didn't do what Vince Young did. Yeah. Let's not get on Jamarcus Russell.
No, I can't do that.
I hate that.
Been on that for like 15 years.
Right. But the thing is Reggie Bush actually had a good career in the NFL. And some people are like, no, he didn't. I'm like, dude, he had a solid career.
Look at the numbers, man.
Look at the numbers. Like maybe he didn't do what he did in college, but dude, this is the NFL.
Maybe I can pull up some Reggie Bush all-time NFL stats. I got a little bit of battery. I'm gonna let for the haters that think that
no, people really think that he had a bad career.
Yeah,
and I'm like, no, he had a couple over like 1,000 yards rushing.
That's what I'm telling you. I'm gonna pull up the NFL.com Reggie Bush career stats at NFL.com. Let's see. We've got. Sorry, audience.
And the fact, I'll continue to talk. The fact that they pulled his Heisman away is such bullshit, dude. That is the biggest bullshit ever.
Yes.
Are you kidding?
I agree.
He was the NCAA. He was the face of the NCAA for the longest time.
Oh, my boy played for some teams.
Yeah, he played for he played for the Lions. He played for he played for the Niners for a minute.
Check this out. He played 06 to 2010 with the Saints, 11 and 12 with the Dolphins, 13-14 with the Lions, 15 with the Niners, and 16 with the Bills.
That's right.
In his career, he played 134 games, 1,286 attempts, 10 attempts a game, 5,500 yards, 4.5 yard average a carry. I guess his yards per game was only 36 career touchdowns, 76 yard long. He's not a Hall of Fame guy, but I think that Reggie Bush.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm
definitely
saying
a guy
with a solid NFL career.
Definitely a guy that I would have liked to have on my team.
Yes.
Especially as an Oakland Raiders fan, that would have been great to have him.
And mind you, I think he on the team when the Saints won the Super Bowl. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he's on that squad.
Yeah.
I think that his time with the Saints, he's just most remembered for getting knocked the fuck out. Remember that?
By the Eagles
or they threw out to him in the flats and he just got his head taken off.
Yeah, that might have messed with him a little bit. I feel like he was maybe never the same.
That's one of my favorite highlights. Or not one of my favorites, but that's just one
I'll never forget. YouTube was like just a thing, and I'll be on YouTube like hard football hits.
Did you watch the USC game over the weekend where in the first quarter there was a real big impact in the backfield? Great play on defense. No call, or it's called unnecessary roughness, but then they go back and review it, and they call it targeting, and then they end up ejecting the kid, and then he's gone for the next game, which is what you can do now. You can go back to a call that wasn't even made and review it.
Yeah, that's
and
insane.
Call it something else. Yeah, and then, but anyway, I watched this kid, and I watched him get suspended, or whatever. And then I went back. I recalled a certain play when Ray Maualuga just absolutely ate this kid alive, out of bounds, hit him in the head with his head, just like killed this kid. No flag. Great play, Ray Maualuga. This is like in 2002 or 2003. Like times have changed. And this kid got ejected for a fantastic play, but we used to be back in the day just laying wood, trying to kill people with no penalties.
I'll tell you this, dude. This has nothing. I'm gonna go Raiders here.
Okay,
I'll switch it over to the Raiders. Sometimes, dude, it is so hard to watch them.
Golly, they're frustrating.
It is so frustrating. Oh my god, I can't. It's so crazy when I watch other football teams. I'm like, because you don't really care.
You don't have the same interest at all, obviously.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm on like pens and like needles when I'm watching them. I'm like, fuck, another penalty.
Yep.
Like, dude, they almost blew it against the Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
They were in. Did you watch the game? They were in the red zone, right? Like towards the end of the game, and they were like on the 2-yard line, and then they had the false start.
Oh yeah.
Richie Incognito, whatever his name is.
Incognito.
And I'm like, and then they had to settle for a field goal.
You can just watch momentum just shift. You're like, what are you doing?
Like,
yeah.
And I already knew. I was like, dude, playing an 0-9 team is dangerous.
Well, yeah, I feel like the Raiders, if any team will play down to some shithead team's level, it's the Raiders.
The Raiders just play to whatever level team they're playing.
Yeah, exactly. They played, exactly.
That's it.
Which I hate. They never have that just like foot on the gas, come in here and blow this team out.
No.
They're always like, we're going to play just good enough to win.
Yeah, and their defense has some holes in it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But Derek Carr's playing phenomenal.
By the numbers, he's like the best quarterback in football.
Yeah, he's like number 3.
Yeah, he doesn't have the total yards that everyone else has, but the completion percentage. The touchdowns, the attempts. I mean, like
And here's another cool thing is that the amount of rookies that are playing on the Raiders is insane.
Oh yeah, did you see that thing I posted today?
I don't know if I did.
There's people that are saying that we have the best draft class of the last decade.
Yeah.
This rookie draft class is the best of the last decade.
Yeah. I don't know too much about Farrell.
He's coming on strong the last few weeks.
He has. No, he has. For sure.
He had a slow start.
He kind of
wasn't jumping off the page. But, oh, man, this Max Crosby.
Dude.
I love this Max Crosby, man.
He went to like Western Michigan or Eastern Michigan.
Yeah, Eastern
Michigan.
Yeah.
Dude, I didn't even know who he was.
No, not even on my radar.
Not on, and he is
big ups to Mike Mayock,
dude.
Out there fighting these guys,
bro.
That kid is a freak. I love him.
I just worked with this dude, and he was just like he was clowning on the Raiders the whole time. I'm like, well, I'm a Raiders fan.
Who's he like? He's a Niners fan or what?
He is a Rams fan.
Oh, so what? What's he talking about?
And so yeah, and then he's like, oh,
excuse me.
He's like, I called him. Oh, this boy was a clown. First of all,
obviously.
I mean, he was like 52 years old.
Oh, this boy.
Yeah, this old boy.
This old. Yeah.
And he was just like, I called them the Afraiders. I'm like, afraid of what? He's like, I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, what's your point? Yeah.
And I'm like, the Rams have struggled for the longest time.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they went. He's like, yeah, they went to Super Bowl in like 2000. I'm like, the Raiders went to Super Bowl in 2001.
Yeah, we were there.
I'm like, what are you?
We saw you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, granted, the Rams went. What was that last year or 2 seasons ago?
Oh yeah, last year.
But
I'm like, dude, they didn't score a touchdown.
But look at them exactly, and they got exposed in that game.
They got exposed.
Look at them now. Look at them now. You're like, oh, this is not a good football team.
No, I mean they're over 500, but they got holes.
I've watched them play, and they don't look, like a super awesome.
No, but this guy was just pissing me off. He's like, oh, and then. Dude, this dude, I wanted to like fight this motherfucker. Like he was out here. I mean, I really didn't want to fight him, but
I know he was getting. But
I understand. He was just like, yo, all the Raiders like fans are just a disgrace to the game. Like I'm like, dude, you know not like what do you mean?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
What does that even mean?
Yeah, how do you? Yeah. You're like, actually, it's probably like,
and he was talking
probably the most loyal fan base in the NFL.
Yeah, exactly. And the way he was talking about, like, I mean, we were talking about sports, like I was on this trip for like 4 days with this dude.
Oh, on a good kick.
Yeah. And so we were like talking about sports, and like I'm like, dude, you just don't know sports, like.
Yeah.
You just don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what the media tells you.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like you just don't. Exactly. You're not really understanding.
You're getting the headlines.
You're not understanding the game.
Yep. And for people that haven't really played a lot.
And I'm not saying I fully. I mean,
No, there's a lot of shit, you know. Like,
I mean, I know the game pretty well.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying I'm no coach or anything.
No, but you can tell when you're talking with someone who maybe didn't play.
That's exactly what
going on. Or doesn't have a, like, you're like, do you just, okay, whatever. I can't expect anything you say because I understand your frame of reference is nil.
Yeah.
So I can't even, whatever. Like, say whatever you want because it doesn't really matter anyway. It
was just pissing me off.
Yeah.
This motherfucker.
Well, I think
and then he's like, they would lose to the Bengals. He's like, I'm like, they're not losing.
Yeah.
And he's like, you guys barely beat the Bengals. I'm like,
yeah, dude, we'll see. Well, it's just like such an uneducated football fan thing.
Exactly.
It's like no matter what, everyone's like, saying. Oh, well, I used to hear my dad make fun of the Raiders, so I'm just gonna make fun of the. Like, yeah. I'm like, you don't even know what you're talking about. Have you watched them play?
And I literally said, I'm like, yeah, I'm not denying that we've had rough years.
Oh yeah,
there's no denying it. Like
no.
I'm a Raider.
And still here we are though.
And here we are.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
were you a Rams fan between like once they started falling off?
Well, then he tried to tell me he's like, yeah, a couple years ago the Raiders went 7-0 and then finished the season only with 7 games. They lost the rest of the year. I'm like, no.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
I'm like, they have never went 7-0.
Yeah, never came out of the gate 7-0.
That never happened. He's like, I'll have to look it up. I'm like, please do.
You're like, no, you won't because that didn't happen.
Yeah, well, exactly.
I'll save you the time. That didn't happen.
It didn't.
So you don't got to look it up.
I'm like, are you talking about like a couple years ago when they went 2-0? And then they end up only winning 4 games. I'm like
3-0 in the preseason, maybe.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what you're getting at here. And I'm like, dude, we had a ride with Kerry Collins for a minute, dog.
Dude.
Kerry Collins was our fucking quarterback for like two solid years.
Yeah, it was the Kerry show.
The Kerry show.
What were we doing?
I don't know, dude. LT was throwing touchdown pass. I was at the game where he threw 2 touchdown passes. Damian Thompson threw 2 touchdown passes against the Raiders.
Threw 2.
2. And then he ran for like 2.
Oh, the Chargers. I wish those dudes would have done something.
It was funny. You posted the other night, I'm the biggest Chargers fan, and I was too. But
had to
good
be.
Old fucking Phillip Rivers.
He's done, dude. He's done. I was talking to people about that. That's over, man. He's the problem.
He's
the problem.
Terrible.
Yep. You can just watch it.
He's a new Tony Romo out there.
Dude, the defense
he'll throw numbers out. He'll get the numbers, but
they were down by 1 touchdown. I think they got the ball 4 times, only being down by 1 touchdown. The defense gave them the ball back 4 times, and they were down by 1 touchdown, and they couldn't do anything with it.
Get him out of there, dude.
And not only could they not do anything with it, you could just watch the guy just throwing picks. He threw 4 picks this last game.
Yeah,
he's the problem.
Look at the Raiders. When I was so frustrated when they played the Raiders like 2 weeks ago, and like he threw that pick, but it was called back like a penalty some shit, and then he kept just throwing picks. I was like,
I couldn't understand the play calling for them at the end of the game. I was happy about it, but I'm like, what are they doing?
Oh, the end of the game play calling was horrible.
Oh, what are these guys doing?
You want another beer? There's 1 more left.
No.
You sure?
No, I don't. I'll be driving at some point soon.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Well, I'm gonna take it.
No, drink it.
You sure?
Do it now. Yeah, no, man.
No, but another thing too about Phillip, or this is what I just think about in general because at this point they've won. I mean, they still have a shot to maybe make the playoffs. They have to win out. Either way, I don't.
There's a chance. There's a chance,
right?
Okay, we can go on that.
So do you try to make the playoffs, or do you try to like get a good draft pick?
Yeah, I mean,
my thing also too.
You're in the same division as the Raiders and Chiefs right now, so
maybe pick up Mariota or some shit.
I know that he's having a rough.
He's
been chilling on the bench. I know Tannehill's been doing his thing a little bit.
I mean, no, he's been sucking though too.
Well, yeah, I mean, they got shitty quarterbacks, but don't the Raiders have the Titans?
No, they have the Jets this week.
Oh, that's right.
And they're gonna play to the Jets level because it's in New York.
Oh my God, I know. That's another one of those where you're like, we could fuck this up. We could totally play down to these guys and let the 2-win or 3-win fucking Jets sneak one in on us. And I hate that, man. It's so frustrating because you know it's gonna happen. Yeah. You're like, we should just come out there and boat race the Jets, but we're not going to.
No, dude, watch Le'Veon just go off.
That's what I was just thinking. I feel like every time I'm watching the Raiders game, no matter what we're doing, if we're winning, if we're doing great, whatever, it'll always be like for the other team, they're like, and this running back has never ran for this many yards against any other opponent, or has never had this many yards per carry against anybody. Well, and it's always like breaking records against the Raiders, or doing, completed the most consecutive passes against any team ever.
Well, here's the thing. So they exactly.
It's always the Raiders.
Always the Raiders.
Yep.
And here's another thing too is like the Bengals, they've given up. Like they okay.
Oh yeah, they're done, man.
First of all, we all know the quarterback that was playing against the Raiders is
Finley. Yeah.
Finley. He's not like Andy Dalton's better.
Oh yeah.
We all know that.
You just gotta try some shit.
Yeah, and like almost like, hey, we gotta get this. You got the Dolphins already win. They've already won. They won. I mean,
the Dolphins are winning games.
Yeah,
we got to do whatever we can.
Yeah,
we just gotta try something.
And it was only
boy,
what 17-10. That was the final score.
In the Raiders.
Raiders Bengals.
We won by a couple touchdowns. I thought at the end of the,
I think it was 17-10.
Was it that close?
Yeah.
Oh man, I might be a week behind or something. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, we definitely played down to those guys.
Well, here's the thing: is when they played Detroit, I was nervous about that game.
Detroit's not bad with Matt Stafford,
dude. Besides last week they didn't. Last 2 weeks maybe
they haven't had Matt Stafford for 2 weeks. Yeah,
but other than that, they've had close games.
I know. They're a fun team to watch too. I kind of like them.
Yeah. Well, Matt Stafford's gonna put up numbers.
Just sucks.
And the thing is he's just in a bad team, bro. Get him somewhere else.
Yep. Oh, he's one of the.
He doesn't throw that many picks.
He's a gunslinger, dude. That guy has a cannon. I think probably the greatest quarterback in our kind of generation to not win one. You know, like that dude is a straight. Put that guy on another team and he's gonna do some work. Like, yeah. But I mean, it sucks because he had a decent defense and he had Calvin Johnson at one point.
But he also did go 0-16 one year.
Yeah. Yeah, I know it's hard, but I don't know. I feel like he's just one of the greatest gunslingers of our generation.
No,
I really do.
Him. I like the dude.
Yeah, I do too. I really do.
Him, and then there's always Romo.
Better.
By the way, he's a great announcer.
I'll say better in the booth. Yeah, way better in the booth.
But his understanding for the game is insane.
Yeah, and nobody gets it like he does,
dude. And that's why he was successful.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he just threw the thing is they were throwing the ball so much when he was there.
Well, yeah, it's really. I mean, the NFL is a passing league, but you run to set up the pass. You can't just come out and pass. If everyone knows you're passing, it's not going to be that easy to pass. You know.
Right. And he, of course, that one where he muffed the the PAT.
Oh yeah, that's sad. And he's just so nice. You hate to see things like that happen to him.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, it's because bro, Jerry Jones is cursed. If you're with Jerry Jones, it's like almost like an Al Davis thing.
I know. I feel like those guys that are that rich like sold their soul to the devil or something. Like they're like, yeah, you can have all this, but things are just gonna happen, throughout that are gonna be not fun for you. Like, sure, you can have all the money in the world, you can do what you want, but not everything's gonna be perfect.
Not everything's gonna be perfect.
It's like, well, what's it gonna be, devil? What do you? Well, yeah, you'll see what happens.
That's what happens. You sell yourself to Illuminati, dude.
Yeah, right. Oh my God, you get bad breaks in football games.
Yeah. Speaking of bad breaks, bro, Myles Garrett is out here throwing haymakers with a helmet. He
could have badly broken Mason Rudolph's head.
He could have probably maybe killed him. And don't get me wrong, like there was fault to both sides. Yeah. But dude, you can't swing a helmet.
No. My dad and I were talking about that. Like, what must Mason Rudolph have said to make you completely lose control? He was acting like a wild animal. He lost it, dude.
White guy,
what could he have really said just to get Myles Garrett so off kilter and so mad and so upset that he saw red and he could not stop himself? Like, he couldn't even control himself.
And the game was over.
Yeah.
The game was already over.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't know. I feel like I was talking to somebody else. I'm like, I know for a fact that no matter what would happen in a football game, no matter what somebody would say to me, no matter what somebody would do, I would never, ever, ever, ever swing my fucking helmet at somebody's head who was not wearing a helmet. Yeah. I would never, ever, 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 ever do that. I can 100% say that nobody could get to me on the field to the point where I would swing a helmet at their unprotected head. No way.
And what's crazy about that, like what I just said, they were winning.
Yeah,
it wasn't like a frustration that you were losing.
Yeah, let that guy freak out.
Let him get the flag. Yeah. And be penalized for it.
Yep, he's the one.
Because he did.
He was yanking on his helmet.
He was yanking on his helmet a little bit,
and then he got up and wanted some business.
Well, then and then the other Cleveland player came and just knocked him on his ass.
Ogunjobi, yeah. That was cheap, dude.
That was cheap.
That was some bullshit. I didn't like that.
First of all, Mason Rudolph he already came off a concussion.
I know,
dude. That helmet, it had to concuss him a little bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. How does it not? I mean, it was the bottom, sure, but it was a full swing from Myles Garrett. I mean, I'm sure that was coming down with some force, man. Imagine if it was like the crown of the helmet. He would have split the guy's head open.
Bro, it could have literally killed someone.
Yeah, he could have.
It was literally like a weapon.
Yeah, totally. I thought that there was 100% cause for legal action. Honestly, like I don't know. I really and then Mason Rudolph decided not to pursue that. I totally thought he could have, and I thought he should have, dude. I don't think that Myles Garrett should play football ever again. Honestly, like there's just a difference. There's just levels that you don't. He could have killed him. Yeah. He could have killed him, dude. If he hit him with the top of that helmet, he could have just busted dude's head open. Like could have been all over. Myles Garrett's, he's an animal. He's freak of nature. That guy's huge. Like
huge.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, there had to be. It just makes me wonder, like, what must have been said or what must have been building up to that to just.
Was it really that like necessary?
Yeah. What could Mason Rudolph possibly have said to a guy like Myles Garrett to get that guy off his rocker? He's already beaten you. He's a way sicker athlete. Like he's one of the best in the league right now. Like
he's nasty.
Yeah. Well, I don't understand what gets a guy like that to just totally just lose it. He lost his head completely. I don't know.
Yeah, that was insane.
Yeah, he lost it, dude. He was a wild animal for a second. He was uncontrollable for a second. I don't get what makes you
ripped his helmet off. It was his own helmet that he swung, right?
Yeah, it was Mason Rudolph's helmet.
Oh man,
dude, he ragdoll. Myles Garrett just grabbed him when he was on the ground. And yup, you're up here. He pulled him up like a ragdoll, dude.
Had some flashbacks. Against Los Lomas.
Oh, yeah?
A little bit of you.
Oh, yeah. There were some bangers. I might have pulled that kid's helmet off. Yeah. Hey, man. Things happen in the course of battle.
I don't think you pulled the helmet off. I think you just
I tackled the kid and my hand got stuck inside his face mask.
Yeah, it was kind of like naturally just happened.
I yanked on it and it just came off.
I love the footage of you just like throwing the helmet back down like in the ground.
Just shake it off, bro. I'm like, get this fucking thing out of here.
That was insane.
So I guess things happen, but I would have never swung it at the kid.
No, yeah.
Not ever.
Not ever.
That whole thing is just so wild. I can firmly say I would never.
But that
ever
wasn't because it wasn't like a fight issue. That was just a play issue.
It just happened. Yeah, which I get, but that was like.
Which is still one of my favorite plays I've ever seen.
I was kind of crazy that play. I remember, I forget which coach it was, but they were saying like, we need something right now, dude. We need something crazy. Like
it was a tie ball. You guys only won like
19-14, I think was the final. Yeah, I forget which coach it was, but he's like, we need something crazy like from you. Like you're a senior, you're one of the guys. So
were you guys losing that ball game at any point?
At one point we were. I think we were down by a touchdown or 5 points or something, or 4 or 5. But yeah, somebody said, hey, it's time to do something. You need to do something. I'm like, okay. I think it was Coach Prince. Yeah. He's like, run down there and kill that guy. I'm like, okay, all right, dude. Yeah, sure. And that's why we were all brainwashed like that too. That's why I love that, man. Like brainwash. It sounds bad, but I mean, like,
when did Prince like really like? When did like CMF become a thing?
I want to say that was probably like my sophomore year. Yeah. Maybe actually probably my freshman year. My freshman year, we went undefeated. JVs went undefeated, and varsity went undefeated. Yeah. And I think that was really like kind of when it started to become real big at all. I think like Voorhees and those guys are the guys that kind of brought that into existence. And that varsity team, like, those dudes were crazy motherfuckers. Dude.
Like what's his name?
Joe Walton,
Vince
Ramirez. Yeah, he was. Yeah. I played with him my junior year. That guy was CMF to the core.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, you get kids, like, it's not. It's brainwashing to an extent, but not in a bad way. It's like getting kids to believe that they can do more than they think they can, and they can take on anybody.
Right.
And that's why you see Paradise teams that may have less athletes go out there and compete with teams full of athletes, because those kids fully believe in their abilities and what they can do.
Oh, dude, if
we can go out there and knock these dudes around. If they're a better football team, we can still go over there and knock their dicks in the dirt.
It's crazy to me that like. If Prince would have had his hands on like some like the Chico or PV kids, and like they were the brain, like if they were in our program, how it would have been, the tides would like it would have been insane.
Well,
because like my senior year, dude, Chico was supposed to win it all.
Yep.
And
I remember
they had Jesse Holmes, like
Trevon Reed. Trevon Reed. I remember that.
Yeah, I mean they had more players than that. The list goes on.
Yep.
They had this dude named Josh Kopak, was a beast. He played at PV.
Receiver, right? Or
no. Josh Kopak was a running back. But then there was Jesse Holmes was a receiver.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then Barack Roddy Kelly was a beast.
Oh, Barack, yeah, I played with his older brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild, dude. We've had some real talent.
And
up
so
here.
I'm just saying, like,
what if Coach Prince had those guys to work with?
Yeah.
What I mean, do you think that those teams would have maybe seen like a more opportunity to do the state stuff and to be recognized as a dynasty because they're from a little bigger town? Or
yeah, I just like I mean, if you look at their talent, like they should have been running shit.
Yeah,
and don't get me wrong, they beat us.
Yeah,
they did. They beat us, but like well, we also beat them in the playoffs. They came up to we went to Chico. Yeah. They beat us, and they came up to Paradise, and it was 42-14.
Got that treatment up there.
Yeah, they got that treatment up there.
That's funny how those losses you have to avenge.
Oh yeah, and you always will.
Yep,
you always will.
Yeah, it's funny too. You firmly believe that too. My senior year, we lost to Foothill regular season and beat them in the section game, and we knew we were going to beat them.
And well, how about this? I'll never forget that. In fact, that is the best section game I've ever. I don't know. The West Valley one was great because Mayo had that hit, and I call him Mayo. Mayo had that hit, and it was crazy because the game was because they had a lot of momentum that first half. Oh
yeah, dude, they were a better football team than we were. They were a better football team.
Yeah, that first half, dude, I'm like, this is not going good. And then Jeff just came over the cross right before the end of the half, bro. and oh my!
You want to see a dead body?
That hit.
There's one.
That is the biggest hit of football in high school that I've ever
it's one of the bigger hits
seen
ever.
In my life.
I mean, just the momentum, being airborne, being full speed.
Bro, that boy was
that kid was a big body.
He was their best player.
Yeah, Jordan Atwell. Dude. He was like 230 pounds, senior running back.
And Jeff, he was a running back, and he was killing it the whole game.
Oh, he was tearing us up. Yeah,
dude. And Jeff just
you're dead.
Dude.
You're dead now.
I'll never forget
totally
that
eraser.
in my entire life. That was the hardest hit I've ever.
That's funny how some of those things will stick with you like
dude,
that.
I'll
never forget that.
I was sitting with my dad up in the stands, and I'll never forget because when you're a kid, you go to the football games, you're supposed to mess around and
you're talking to girls,
dude.
Yeah.
Year 05 and 06, I stayed in the stands and watched the game every single time because I was like, this is the most exciting.
Electric, dude.
And dude, and then it was halftime, and you guys then the game was over.
Yeah.
The whole momentum just shifted. Dude got carted out on a stretcher.
Well, remember, I came out in the second half, and the second half kickoff, I ran down there and just absolutely obliterated that kid. And then it was just over.
And then it was just over.
It started to go bad before the half, and then we opened the half that way.
That's right. I forgot about that.
And they're like, oh my God, these Paradise kids are going to kill us. It's over.
Dude, the momentum, that's the biggest momentum shift I've ever seen.
Momentum is so big. I feel like the casual fan doesn't understand momentum.
They don't.
I feel like when I'm watching stuff with with a girl who's not up to it, or a buddy who's not big into sports or something.
Right.
And I'm like, do you see what's happening right now? I'm like, the tide of this game is changing right now. Right before they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, this just happened, and now this, you don't see where this is going. They're like, yeah, no.
A good example of it too is, everyone watches the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl with the Ravens and Niners.
Oh
so
man.
So the Ravens were dominating, right?
Yep.
And then the lights shut off, and there was a big break.
Yep.
Momentum swings.
The lull, the energy goes down. Well, yeah, I mean, the Ravens have always been a real, Ray Lewis, high energy,
right.
boom, boom, up here. When you have that time to kind of chill out.
Yeah, they had the time. And
they got out of the mode for a second.
They did, and then the Niners took advantage of it.
Yep.
And, I mean, they still ended up losing.
But you saw the tide of the game there for a second change.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. People, like I said, the casual fan doesn't understand what a role momentum plays and stuff.
Right. And I'll never forget this, too. It's crazy, because I just looked up to you guys. To me, you guys were Paradise football because that's what I remember the most.
Yeah, we were the older guys of your generation.
I remember watching the 04 team. I remember them losing the West Valley, but I didn't know really anybody on the team at the time. I wasn't too much in. That's when I first started playing football. My first year of football was I think 02.
Mm-hmm.
So 2004 was and then 2005 is when I was really into it.
Well, you're trying to understand the game a little better. It's way more interesting to be a part of.
Yeah, exactly. And you guys were just so good.
Fun.
And I just never forget the 06 when you guys lost to West Valley up in Foothill.
Yeah.
Up in Foothill. And I was just so devastated.
You're like, what? Yeah.
I didn't even want to play my game on Saturday.
Yeah.
I was like, I just can't. We lost.
Man.
And it was insane. But then you guys play them in the section, and they're undefeated.
Yep.
Thunderstorm happens.
Before
lightning.
That was wild, dude.
You guys get sent to a room, and they got shirts made.
Yeah.
champions.
They had all their stuff ready. I heard they had like balloons and stuff all set up, and they had stuff all ready to go.
Ready to go.
Yeah, they knew they were gonna beat us, and they didn't.
And
yeah. Like I said, that was crazy. The weather,
the weather, it was a crazy
weird?
fucking thunderstorm.
I remember we
were under we had to people had to evacuate, but they couldn't evacuate people.
To where?
So they're like, well, yeah, where the fuck are we gonna put them?
Yeah.
And so they put us all underneath the bleachers. So all the fans are just standing underneath the bleachers, and it's just pouring rain and thunder's
dumping.
Yeah,
that was so
wild. And then
wild.
It just cleared up.
I can remember it's time to play now.
Yeah,
I can remember laying there in the basketball gym waiting for it to pass, and I'm like, this means something. This is the thunder, the lightning. We could hear it out there, dude. The gym was rocking and stuff. We're like, oh, something's different tonight. There's something weird in the air. Like we're gonna come out there like fucking banshees, dude. We're gonna tear these dudes up. And it was still a close game, but dude, I never had a doubt. It
was a close game.
Like it's momentum, or it's like things like there are moments where you're like, oh, things are changing right now.
Yeah,
the tide of things is changing right now.
I'll never forget that in my entire life, dude. That was it.
Me neither.
It's crazy, and Foothill. It's so crazy because, so the last time we lost to Foothill, so it went on a stretch from 07. 07 was the last time we lost to Foothill, and then it went all the way to 2015 where they finally beat us.
No way.
Or 2016 maybe.
That's a great streak.
So they finally beat us, and it was at Foothill. But I'll never forget also another crazy game in Foothill, the 08 team when Orlando, shout out Dylan Orlando, was the QB, and they were down by 2 touchdowns with 2 minutes left, and they came back and won the game.
Oh, I can remember that now.
He threw a touchdown. Oh my god, he threw a touchdown to McSpadden, dude. And then they got an onside kick. I'll never forget. We were leaving.
You're
the game.
What?
My dad and I we're leaving the game, and the hill, you get up to the campus. Yeah, it's just so we're up there. My dad's like, oh, this might get this might get we never know what's gonna happen. And so we're up there, and we watched them just come back and win the game with 2 minutes left.
Yeah. Is this really happening?
And it's like paradise, and Dylan was just slinging the ball. Like to Talamonte is like.
I think that Dill is probably, even though he's a winner, I think he's probably still one of the underrated.
Oh, he's the most underrated quarterback Paradise has ever had.
Yeah. That boy
was such a gamer.
Something, exactly. Dylan.
He was such a gamer.
Dylan is just raw, dude.
That game was insane. And I'll never forget we were leaving, and all the Foothill fans oh yeah, better luck next year, whatever. Paradise who?
Yeah.
And then they just 2 minutes they won the game.
What do you get?
That was insane.
You get what you deserve when you act like that.
That was insane.
Dude, I totally forgot about that.
Were you there at all?
No. I remember my dad was listening to it on the radio, and I could hear him freaking out. I'm like, what? I'm just going to watch it under the lights, and he's listening to it on the radio at home, and he's like, dude, Paradise is going to win.
Dude, they were getting their ass beat the whole game.
Yeah.
And Foothill always had some big ass boys.
Oh, yeah. Those country kids, they're just like Cottonwood kids out there in Palo Cedro.
Yeah, Palo Cedro is pretty country out there.
Same thing, yeah. A bunch of farming kids and ag kids and stuff. You get bigger, nastier kids. Those are always good teams. But damn, beating them for that many years is nice.
Yeah, that was not, dude. It was on a stretch when I was in high school. I never lost to them. That was a team I never lost to in high school, from freshman all the way.
That feels nice.
Oh, it feels so nice. But it was crazy too because they'd play Enterprise and lose to them by 1 point.
Yeah.
And then we beat them in the playoff game 42-6.
Yeah, and just wrecked shop on them.
Wrecked them. And then we play Enterprise. But
Wrecked
Enterprise, but yeah, we wrecked them. I never lost to PV, and I never lost to Foothill.
Those are the only 2 teams that I did lose to.
Yeah. So opposite. Yeah, I lost to Chico.
Oh, never.
But at the time when I was in high school, Chico was the shit.
Those dudes were bummy when we were in school.
Yeah, it was opposite.
They were decent my junior year, but my senior year, they were bums. Sophomore quarterback. And had a bunch of young kids that couldn't do it.
And, I'm so happy I never lost to PV, though. Dude. I remember when they beat you guys in 05, and I was like,
oh, that hurt, dude. That was necessary, though. I think that coming off the...
Well, that's another thing, too. Oh, sorry. Finish.
Well, coming off, we hadn't lost a game in however long. The varsity team hadn't lost a game in a couple years or something, or one game in a couple years. Or
right.
We were on a streak at that point, I think, of 12 or 15 games or something. And we were flying kind of high a little bit, and that seriously focused us, dude, because we broke on week 3 all year. That was the break after that, like never again. Never again, dude. Yeah. That changed the focus totally. Like, we started getting kind of arrogant, like.
Well, I remember 06. 06, you guys beat him in the regular season, but then the playoff game was close.
John Hayes had just the game of his life.
Dude.
He had one of those Don't Orlando foothill games.
He did, dude. He fucking.
Dude, he ran.
And he ran the ball.
I was going to say, he ran down option like a freak many times.
It was down option. That's exactly what it was.
And they couldn't stop it.
They could not stop. Well, because, dude, you had to focus on John Knox.
Yeah. Well, yeah. What are you going to do? I know you look at like which.
What are you gonna do? And then who else was the other dude? Number 35. Who was that?
Oh, Degasher.
Yeah, Degasher was a beast too.
Yeah, we could just turn around and give the ball to dudes all game long that would run you over.
Yeah, or just throw it to you or Jeff, or like it was. You guys were nasty.
I know. You look at the time, you really you're good, but like looking back, you're like, damn, that guy was an athlete. That guy was an athlete. That guy was an athlete. We were always coached to believe. I feel like that we were underdogs and that we didn't have the same kind of talent as other teams. And maybe on the whole we didn't, but we always had a really good core of guys who were super talented. When you look back at it, you're like, oh yeah, we weren't just a bunch of like,
you know who I always feel bad for is what's his name? The wrestler number 4.
Oh, Bergstead,
dude.
What could have been that senior year?
Yeah.
He still got to do the wrestling thing,
No, of course. That was his thing. That was his gig.
But it sucked, dude. Yeah.
Because he was a monster.
Oh, yeah. He was an animal, dude.
He was an animal.
Yeah, he was. But that was like before. That was, like I feel like nowadays in college and NFL, that the tight end, I feel like the edge position now, edge rusher and tight end are probably like the 2 most exciting positions in football right now.
Football. Oh, dude, the tight end, you got to have a tight end.
You got to have a gamer at tight end, and you got to have a guy who's just a relentless pass rusher. And those positions weren't, they were just another spot on the field back then.
Yeah.
But now those are like
back then there wasn't nothing.
The evolution of, the defensive end / outside linebacker, specialist pass rusher, and the athletic tight end. That's been in the last, handful of years.
Yeah, it's definitely a new thing.
And so we really got underutilized. We didn't get.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. The best thing about being a tight end, at least at Paradise, was whenever it was a play action pass, I was gonna be
wide open, baby. We just ran the ball 43 times in a row. They do not see this coming right now.
Bro, I had like a 65-yard touchdown against Foothill in the playoff game.
That's just play calling. That's such good play calling.
And dude, it was just like 34 belly, like I don't even know, or 36 down. I don't even fucking know.
Running to the arrow.
Yeah,
to the corner.
Yeah, that's all it was, dude. And I see the safety. He's locked up on me, but dude, he fell for that play action.
Coming downhill hard. He just
came down so hard, and I was just wide open.
That's the thing,
and that's every play though. Like even like boot pass.
Boot was always open. Play action.
Always open.
Yeah, anything play action.
Like the receiver may be covered, but dude, you coming across the middle there, and then you got the 3-back leaking.
So many boot passes.
Oh,
that's my favorite play.
Yeah, boot pass.
Catching that drag on
open.
Catching the drag on the run.
Dude, against Shasta, I hate to remember. I mean, I love actually,
I don't care. I remember all that shit.
But dude, against Shasta, I caught literally 10 passes on boot pass.
Yeah,
they could not stop it. And dude, Tom was just throwing darts to me.
Yep.
I remember Tom was like scrambling for his life. I just kept running, and we were on the far side of the field, so I just had
the whole field to run. Yeah,
run, and he just threw this dart on there. It was the best ball he's ever thrown to me. It was just a boot pass, dude. And it was such a dart. It was just like hit my hands. I'm like, holy shit, that was quick.
Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna actually run with this a little bit. Oh,
that's what I love about being Paradise tight end, because you were gonna be open.
Oh yeah, we weren't gonna pass it, but when we did, you might be there. See, Prince started opening up things a little more. I feel like after.
No, he did.
Because we had Jeffrey, and then he started realizing that, oh man, there's other kids that can catch passes. Like we could probably throw the ball a little bit.
Yeah.
I remember before Jay, there was Colin Peterson.
Yeah.
And, and he's he would do a thing or two for you, but he was wasn't a dominant number 1 receiver.
No.
But once we had a guy like Jeffrey, Cody and I playing tight end, Cam Robertson playing the other wideout, oh shit!
Oh, I forgot about Robinson.
Oh, Cam Robertson, dude, he won us a couple section games off his foot.
Bro, he was hitting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dude, everyone forgets about Cam Robertson unless you were on that team. That's an underappreciated baller, man. That guy saved us so many games, or not so many, but he won us big games. Big
Bro,
games.
Zen, I remember Zen being a fucking
unsung hero.
Dude.
Unsung, just always doing the
beast linebacker.
Always doing the right thing.
Always doing
the right
thing.
Dude,
that just comes down again to like buying into what your coaches are telling you.
Trust the system. Trust your coaches. Yeah,
that's
exactly.
just like a whole nother.
I've definitely had coaches like at Butte and stuff. I'm like, I knew that the scheme wasn't right or what they were telling me wasn't right. You know, it's hard to. I'm like,
another thing too, dude. King was a master in the sky, dude. That fool, dude. He had. I know Butte for sure, but other. Colleges like, hell, you want to come coach for us? Like,
yeah, dude, that guy. I remember the work he would put into it was just insane.
The work, dude.
He would just come with the scouting reports every week.
Every week, bro.
Big old thick scouting reports. I'm like, you don't have, like a grad assistant or somebody who your organization hires to do this stuff for you. You're literally a firefighter.
Yeah, I was saying,
fathered a couple
like
kids,
2 or 3 kids.
Yeah. Husband, and you're also still finding the time to do this shit. Like,
yeah, a firefighter, bro.
I don't know. Yeah,
I mean, dude.
We used to get down to practice, and
dude,
he'd be running around the track with his shirt off.
Yeah,
and he'd be like, he already had run like 4 miles before practice.
Yeah,
I'm like, this guy's a fucking maniac. Like,
oh, dude, and I love the way he just like talked his like
kind of nasally.
Yeah, kind of like he's like like
just whining all the time. No, that guy,
but always in a happy, like good mood.
Yep, you never make that guy genuinely mad.
No.
Oh man, I love Eric King. If he's watching, which he's not.
He's not. Don't think he is.
Love you, guy.
Love that dude.
I don't know how he did it. I totally respect the hustle, man. That guy
bro, he did it for the longest time, and then he gave it down to Paul.
Yep.
I mean,
which is obviously the move you make.
Yeah. And shout out to Paul, dude, for still doing it.
Yep. Oh man, well, I mean, for any of those
seriously,
any of those guys to come back and be trying to figure out where their lives are from here, and then to be coaching, and to still be, giving that to the kids and giving that to the town.
Dude, that's what I was gonna say. So remember, I wanted to go get a beer, and I said, "Oh, I got a story to tell you." We were talking about like
I do,
like when you're a little like 8th, 7th grader, like I'll never do like drugs.
Yeah, yeah.
So this brings you back. So I'm in 7th grade. And shout out to Nate Crawford, R.I.P.
Nasty Nate.
To Nasty Nate.
I miss the old boy.
Yeah, dude. But he said this to me. He said this to the class. I was in 7th grade. He's like, every single one of you is gonna say right now, you'll never do drugs. Every single one of you.
Sure, man.
And I was like, fuck yeah, I'm never gonna do drugs.
You're like, you're right, Coach Crawford.
Yep.
I'm gonna play Paradise football.
Yep, exactly.
And I'll never do drugs.
Yeah, exactly. And like he was like, that's what he says. Even if you play football, you're gonna do a drug. I promise you. And he was just so real about it.
Yeah.
Like he's talking to 7th graders. Like he's just like a man. Like he was just so real about it.
Oh yeah, man. Coach Crawford was never your average teacher.
No.
By any means. I never had him as a teacher, but I know what kind of man he was.
Oh, dude.
He's not your average grade school teacher or middle school teacher.
But then he coached us, remember he came back because he left for a minute and then he came back and coached that JV squad that you coached.
Oh, yeah.
With us.
Yeah, he did help us out. That was cool, man.
Yeah.
That was cool to play for him and then coach with him. Yeah, I miss that guy. You say what you want about the guy. I mean, he had his moments.
Exactly. Of course.
He has moments. He's kind of a dickhead.
Everyone has their moments.
But
the thing is he can't. Dude, he helped Paradise though, like become what they were.
He loved Paradise, man.
Exactly.
He loved Paradise. He bled green and gold. He loved Paradise.
Yeah, and he was part of those early the 2003, 2001.
One of those early guys with Prince.
Yep, the early guys.
I love that, man.
He coached all the way up to like 07 with Prince.
Mm-hmm.
And then he stopped for a while, and then he went back and coached the JV.
I know that they always, there was not a strained relationship, but I know that he's not an easy guy. He wasn't an easy guy to work with.
No, hell no. Yeah.
But man, they just made it work, man. They all put it together. They made all those personalities as coaches work. And,
yep.
I don't know. I loved it. I like I said, I've been, going back to we always had really good men coaching us.
Of course.
And that was huge. Quality individuals.
It was huge.
Yeah. Check it out. It's 10 p.m.
Yeah, no,
your boys got to be up around 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I was about to say let's wrap it up.
But I'm super happy to be back on the show. Be on the lookout for maybe a joint venture here.
Yeah, I'm down. We got to do something.
I know, man. I don't have anything, but
once I didn't have the producer here tonight. He makes things a lot, a whole lot better.
That's right. Yeah, we'll get
so more quality to the video.
We'll get him on this next time.
Yeah.
Blast to have you guys back. Hope you guys are watching.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, of course, man. I love this shit.
Thank you.
I love it. Love you guys.
Love you. And always stay classy, San Diego. And shout out Redwood Cove Brewing.
Always. Thank you for the sponsorship. Love that.